Hello everybody, welcome back. Today is episode 44 of the Megavision Show. It is the 26th of July 2020 and with me today we have Scotty Mofo Show and Chris Powell. How are you doing today, guys?
I'm doing great. I'm excited for the show.
Good.
Sunburned, sore, and exhausted, but ready.
It's good to have Scotty back. Were you gone? Just one or two episodes, Scotty?
Just one.
Just what? It's been that long, Chris. It's been that long.
It felt like two. I'll say that. I miss Scotty so much.
It was painful. It was painful working with me.
The voice of reason on this podcast.
Yeah.
I will admit I did not listen to last week, so I apologize. I'll be out of the loop on inside jokes and can't talk about how bad you did without me.
We just talked about how Graham likes to wipe his butt standing up. Is all.
Great. Oh, again. All right.
We didn't talk about that.
God damn you. Anyway,
stocks are up.
We've got a great show ahead for you guys, and let's kick it off with let's see what you guys have been up to. Scotty, ever since you weren't here last week, what have you been up to, my friend?
Yeah, reason I was not here last week is I actually Rachel and I went to a drive-in theater to watch Evil Dead. They usually at drive-ins they do double features. It was Evil Dead and The Lost Boys. But we only stuck around for Evil Dead. It was pretty cool. It was the first time I'd been to a drive-in as a viewer. I used to work at a drive-in a long time ago. I just realized how far back that was. But it was all right. I mean, we were kind of reminded why you don't go to those unless it's just some fun out of the blue trip, because unless you're sitting right in front of the screen, you're at an angle and you're in your car seat. So if you don't have the most comfortable car seats in the world, it's not the best. But what was cool is we were pretty much living a Nintendo Switch commercial, because you had to get there. Like, the movies don't start till 9 p.m., but they recommend getting there at like 7:30 to get your spot. And then, you know, you have to, I mean, since it's a drive-in outside, you can't play the movies until the sun's down. And so we had literally the Switch on the dashboard, and each of us had a Joy-Con, and we were playing Heave-Ho for like half an hour or so. But I forgot those top things on the Joy-Con, so using LNR was horrible.
Oh, I hate that too. Yeah, we basically learned to play Mario Kart without those and just pressing the buttons. It sucked so bad, but we just always forget to take them with us and stuff. But no, I agree with what you're saying, Scotty, about drive-ins. One thing I would suggest, and I think is the perfect thing to do for a drive-in, is don't go to the drive-in to watch a brand new movie for the first time, especially one that are looking forward to. Go and watch something like you did, like The Evil Dead, where it's more of an experience and it's just part of being at a drive-in, because that makes it so much fun. You're right. You're not going to get the best atmosphere, and it's not going to be the best sound.
Yeah.
If you want that, go stick with your IMAX and stuff like that. But if you're looking to see an awesome movie that you really enjoy and see it, in a drive-in, I couldn't say enough about how awesome drive-ins are. So
yeah, it's a cool cultural thing, and I'm happy that they're kind of thriving a little bit right now with everything that's going on. But it for anyone that like has no idea how they work, you drive your car in and you park, and then the theater, when you buy your ticket, they give you the radio station. You turn on the radio station to that frequency, and that's how the sound of the movie comes through your car. So A, if you don't have a good sound system or a very old car, it's not worth it. B, where I was, where you have your windshield and then you have the divider and then your side windows, I had to, like, the screen was literally a third of it was blocked by that, so I had to, like, the whole time kind of sit tilted on my console in the middle. So that's what I mean when I say you got to be dead on, or might not be worth going.
And what's worse is if you get there a little late after the movie starts, you don't want to be the asshole driving around with your headlights on. So what you have to do is you have to literally drive with no headlights on, and you're having to try to find a spot and not hit people either, because just people are walking down all the lanes, and you're just like, what is going on here? And so, don't get there late.
That would be a problem. I don't know if it's the same in America, but in Europe and other countries now, Europe's not a country, that's a continent, but basically every country in Europe, the lights on cars now are automatic in that like you can't turn them off. There's always lights on your car.
I hate that.
Yeah, I really frustrates me.
We actually experience exactly that because I know people that have that, and we had a car, because what people would do is they'd turn around if they have a hatchback or something, or the bed of trucks are kind of perfect for drive-ins, but if you're looking at the screen, you turn your truck around and you lay in the bed of a truck, like quite literally a bed, or you pop open the hatchback. So because of that, we had cars in front of us with their headlights on literally until the movie started, but people were like walking up and saying like, hey, can you turn your headlights off, because they didn't know. Some cars, even though they are automatic, you can forcibly turn them off, but there was that issue. Yeah,
and it's not even just headlights either. It's like dome lights in other people's cars, like interior lights. And so we had to try to I had to look it up on my Tahoe, like how to turn off all your interior lights. And there's like a little switch where you can just press a little button. I had never even seen it in my life, and it showed where it was at. I was like, what the hell? It clicked the button and all the lights went off. It made it so simple.
Yeah, my car, I can turn it so like side lights are on and the main headlights go off, but the side lights will always
fog
be
lights,
on. I can't do anything about it unless I turn my engine off. But yeah, also, are they staggered? Because I've never been to a drive-in. Are they staggered in height? Because like if someone's got a massive truck in front of you, are you like? I don't know if they did landscaping, but there was definitely like we parked on a hill, and then there was not a ditch, but lower ground, and then another hill. Right.
So maybe.
Okay. But usually,
the
screen is
so high up. Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Yeah.
So you're not looking straight ahead. You're looking up. So if there's stuff in front of you, like people can be parked right in front of you, and you'll still see the screen because the viewing angle is high enough.
Okay. I was also thinking,
and
like,
honestly,
I was just thinking that I've seen in movies, like, you know, people go to drive in a convertible and they sort of sit kind of on top of their seats, if that makes sense. So they're not in their seat. They're kind of like up on like the what do you call we call it a boot in the UK. I don't know what you call it. The trunk. Yeah, they're kind of sitting on the trunk, if that makes sense.
Yeah, no.
I feel like Graham has watched like some 1950s Grease.
It's mostly Grease. I got this from, by the way.
Yeah. And this is what he's basing his whole like experience on.
Is that not what it's still like?
Fittingly enough, if we turned around, we could see one of the other screens, and the movie Grease was playing.
Oh my god, that's hilarious!
Perfect.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, no. I mean, once you start watching it, and if you get invested in the movie, then everything else goes away, and you're able to watch it. But since it started so late, we didn't actually stick around for Lost Boys. We went home and we owned that movie, so we just watched it at home.
Oh, you didn't watch the Lost Boys in the theater?
Dude, we were tired, and we were tired of people.
Yeah, I get that, because the second bill usually doesn't come on till like 10:30 or 11, and it was
11:05. It was starting. Yeah, so. But it was cool to go out and just do something and see the world, kind of. But what else did I say? Oh, and other things real quick. I've had a unexpectedly busy week, but I do want to talk about how I went into my office where I work last Saturday. What they're doing is a mass cleaning in there, and so they said if you have stuff on your desk that you want to get. Not sure when you're going to be going back to your desk, but get your stuff from your desk, because we're going to be doing mass cleaning and be using it for social distancing towards training for the next annual group that comes in and everything. So, you know, you sign up for an hour to go in, or a time slot, so that nobody's around anybody else. But when I went, this is the first time I've driven downtown since coronavirus and quarantine happened. So. And it was on a Saturday, so even still, people were walking around, but it was pretty vacant. So I parked in a parking garage and walked to my building. You know, there's the regular floor level guards, security people, and everything to let you in, scan my tag. First of all, it felt weird to like walk into my building with just t-shirt and shorts on, but walked into the elevator. There's signs everywhere saying, if you've been here in the last 2 weeks, you can't walk in, blah, blah, blah. If you like 4 to an elevator, and then, you know, get ready on your floor, keep apart from each other. I get onto my floor in the main lobby with the elevators and stuff. There's the reception desk, and there's just UPS boxes piled because nobody's been there to check them in. And like, there's all these signs with arrows to go which way walking wise, and like, get this stuff. Here's the policy for when you do come in. And I go to my desk and get everything. But like, when I stepped out of the elevator and I started to find where to go, because it was a little different from where I normally would use to walk to my desk, I had to, because I am playing The Last of Us, the first one right now, and I wanted to play through that, show Rachel why I love that game before I play the second one. I had to like mentally adjust, because it was one of those things where you've been playing a game so much that it interferes with your real life. And I had to like snap myself back into reality, saying, I'm at my office, I'm at my place of work, I need to go to my desk right now. Because literally the only thing that would have needed to happen to make it feel like The Last of Us was like if the building was tilted a little bit or something, you know,
I was gonna say,
when you're walking through like the wreckage. Yeah. Well, that's the thing too, is because we were going, we had like an assigned time slot to go clean off our desk. No one else was in the building or on the floor, so it was also extra creepy, because it's like, normally when I go to my desk in the morning, oh, my screen froze. Can you guys still hear me?
I can still hear you. Yeah.
Yeah, you're
now
good.
Moving again.
Keep going.
Okay, it was a little bit of lag there. But that was also the thing, is normally when I go to work or anywhere walking downtown, I have my earbuds in, I'm listening to music. I didn't have that, so it was like, if someone like bumped into a wall or like tripped on the floor 20 feet away, I would be able to hear them right now. So just the eerie silence, and how like the stacked up boxes and signs everywhere, it looked like everyone had just left in a heartbeat, and it was so weird.
I remember as a kid, it must have been a weekend or something. I got up real early for whatever reason, and I decided I was going to go for a walk for whatever reason.
Yeah.
And start going for a walk, and I'm like 10 minutes into the walk, and I realized like I hadn't seen anyone driving on the road. And like, I'm on the main road in our town, and I see no one around. I'm like, I start like getting a little weirded out. I'm like, man, did something happen? Like, is everyone gone? And I'm the only one here. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
It'll be like 28 days later.
You know what? You just reminded me of one of the only other time it's felt like this for me. This is a quick tangent. You guys know the band Paramore, who actually just broke up now. Hayley Williams is doing her own thing. But Rachel and I are big fans of them, and a buddy of ours is as well. Actually, my buddy Alex, I'll mention later on. But we all drove to Akron, Ohio to see them because it was the closest date. None of us had ever been to Akron before. We got there super early because we overestimated traffic, and we found our parking spot. We found the venue. You know, Paramore's a big band, so they had a bigger venue. There was no line for it yet, and so we're like, oh, we'll walk around this college town, see what's what. No one anywhere in the town. It was, I don't know if it was spring break or what, but there was no one. And we're like, well, we gotta, let's get some food or something. We've got time to kill. We find this pizza place, and there's like people in there. So it was just suddenly like, it was like we were in a loading state for a game, because there was nothing. And then we walk through the doors, and suddenly there's people. But like, we're sitting there, and it's still kind of desolate in the restaurant, even though there's people in there. And we're sitting there looking out the window. It's still pretty quiet. I don't know if they didn't have music playing or something, but we were already freaked out about how desolate this place was. And then we see a McDonald's bag kind of float through the wind like a tumbleweed on the road. And we're like, and I looked up my Google, I pulled up Google Maps, and I was like, guys, there's no McDonald's in this town. Where the fuck are we? It was so weird. But then we get to the concert, it had sold out. So it's like, yeah, it was like the entire state of Ohio came to this concert, but before then was nowhere to be found. It was so fucking weird.
I was going to say, someone just forgot to load the simulation, like that little town.
Yeah.
Right?
It was just so jarring. So we always talk about that, how actually we always make the joke we were in that Last of Us loading state when we went to Akron, Ohio. But other than that, one quick pickup that I got, my copy of Tanglewood arrived.
Yeah, nice one.
So from Mega Cat Studios. So cartridge and manual and stuff. Excited to physically, even though I've already played it, I'm excited to physically pop that in.
Yeah, you
might do an unboxing. I don't know, but
awesome.
Yeah, that's kind of me.
So yeah, for me, a couple of things. So one is so my brother, his wife, and my two nephews are in town. My two nephews are pretty young. One is 4 years old, I want to say, and the other one's like 2 or nearing 2. So like the really young one's really small. He can barely talk at the moment. So he's like mumbles stuff and says "dada" and "mama" and stuff. He's really cute.
So stupid.
He's got like blonde floppy hair and he looks like a surfer dude. Like you could totally put him in like some board shorts and have him next to a surfboard. And the older one, he's quite funny. Like he's starting to sort of get into video games and stuff. Like he doesn't really play. He can't play them. Like my brother says, like they've got Lego dimensions and stuff, and he'll basically try and like play the game a bit, but he wouldn't really play it. But like he says, my brother sort of explained that with Lego Dimensions, when you get a new character or unlock a new character, you get like a vehicle that you can build in the game, like a little Lego vehicle. So that's what he does. They basically build the vehicle, maybe play around for a couple of minutes, but he can't really physically play the game.
The sweet spot when you have a young kid like that is when you can just hand them a controller with no batteries in it, and they'll sit next to you, and they think that they're playing. That only lasts for maybe a few weeks or a month before they get too smart. They're like, wait a second, this shit ain't doing anything. I want your controller because that one's working and it has the lights on it. I remember going through that with Odin, and then that was pretty much the end of my gaming life at that point, because anytime I'm gaming, he just is like, I want the controller now. But yeah, so I get your brother's pain there.
The funny thing is, basically, I haven't seen my brother, his wife, and my nephews since before Christmas. They weren't able to come down for Christmas time, and then they had birthdays early in the year and stuff. And basically, because of lockdown, we haven't seen them. And so we had Christmas presents and stuff to give them. And they were clever though; they sent their Christmas presents to us. So I got them in the mail.
Oh,
so
rather than
it was that awkward thing
yeah.
where we've just got to give them Christmas presents and birthday presents. But I gave my brother a Mega Drive Mini. So I've got my one here. Mega Drive Mini.
Nice.
So I gave him one of those. And basically, my eldest nephew, he's starting to learn who Sonic is. He's like, he knows that I like Sonic the Hedgehog. He's like, that's Uncle Graham's favourite character. Blue Hedgehog, Sonic the Hedgehog, and stuff. And he saw that, and the only other way he knows about Sonic is from Lego Dimensions. And he got really excited, and my brother was like, "Okay,
weird.
You can help me open the box and stuff." And he was like a little Neanderthal. He couldn't, how these boxes have like a little flap you need to pull open like there.
Oh yeah.
He just started trying to rip it off, and I was like, my god, he's ripping it up. He actually ripped the box slightly, and my brother was like, "Don't worry about it, it's fine." And I was just standing there going, like in my sort of nerd rage, going, "Oh my god, he just ripped the box." And basically within the space of like a minute, my nephew was super happy, super excited, and went to crying, like bawling his eyes out, because he didn't really understand what this was. So his experience with Sonic was the Lego Dimensions thing, and he was expecting there to be this little console unit and a little Sonic the Hedgehog to put in the console. And so he pulled out his console and was like looking at the controllers, like, what is this massive weird thing? Looked at the little unit and was like, and he was like looking for Sonic, and he just like crying, like, "It's Sonic! It's Sonic!" And my brother was like, I was just like looking at you going, "What? Sonic's in there." And he was just like, "No, we need to put Sonic in it." And so my brother was
just need to get him a Sonic amiibo then. Just buy him one of these.
Or a Happy Meal toy.
I don't have those things. But yeah, so there's this.
Be a better Uncle Graham.
There's just a funny thing that he didn't understand really what Sonic was and where Sonic came from. He just knew him as this little figurine that you play with, and
by put Sonic in it, he meant physically put Sonic in it. I actually have that Lego set in another room. I was looking around for it, but I know what you mean though.
Yeah. But yeah, and the present wasn't even for him; it was for my brother, and my brother really liked it. That's the other thing.
It was for him.
The kids were sort of doing stuff, like they're in the other room playing something, and like basically, because we're at my parents' house, and we sort of went, okay, let's quickly try and play the Mega Drive Mini now. We used to love playing World of Illusion together, so let's quickly play that.
Yeah,
and we sort of set it up, literally load up the first level, and then the kids came in, and instantly they were like trying to grab the controller and like try and play. And so, like, one of the kids had one of the controllers, I had the other one, like, trying to move around, and, like, the other kids didn't know what to do, and then the other kid came along, and, so me and my brother just sat there, while the two kids were, like, jumping, pressing the jump button to watch them jump. I was just like, if you press left and right,
I'm pointing to my
copy
of World of Illusions. Yeah. It's, like, just very in the back there. That's a good game. I feel like World of Illusion, though, is, like, arguably the best way to introduce little kids to a co-op game because it's Mickey and Donald, and it's pretty simple.
Yeah, and it's a really good co-op game as well. Although, here's the thing. They didn't know who Donald Duck was. It's like, Donald Duck, and even Mickey Mouse they weren't sure about. Like, there don't seem to be big things for kids these days. There's not really...
There's not any big movies that star those characters anymore. You got probably one of the most iconic cartoon characters of all time, owned by the biggest media conglomerate the world has ever known, and they've not released any sort of like mainline like Mickey or Donald movies or anything.
They've just been in video games more recently than anything else, and those video games aren't really catered for really young kids, are they? So
they're probably it's fitting that they know Sonic, since he's modeled after Mickey.
I would imagine if you go to like Disney XD or something like that, there's probably tons of cartoons, but I don't know if kids watch that stuff anymore either. I'm out of touch with what kids do, because all my kids want to watch is either like YouTube or Twitch, and it drives me crazy.
Yeah, it's interesting because there is the new Ducktales Reboot that's out right now, but there's an active Mickey show, but it's for their equivalent of Nick Jr. Right. So it's not like, and I remember growing up, I vividly remember going to the theater to see the DuckTales movie. So I feel like there's not as much Donald Duck around right now himself.
Yeah,
Daddy Duck.
It's weird.
Daddy Duck.
Something that they still seem very prevalent. There are like two key figures in like Disney's arsenal of characters. Like
their arsenal. That's a good word. Yeah,
it's really bizarre. But yeah, that's just a funny thing with my nephews, and like they're starting to understand video games, but not really. And yeah, it's so interesting. We'll see what happens. One other thing. So after months, if regular listeners of the show, you'll probably know that I have been trying to upgrade my Dreamcast, and not that long ago, I managed to put in the GDMU add-on, which you can use an SD card basically in your Dreamcast to play games on. So you can have like a whole library of games on an SD card and play it straight from original hardware, which is great. So it means your disk drive isn't wearing out. But the problem with that is because the GD-ROM drive draws power that's coming in. There's almost too much power coming into the Dreamcast, and I was finding my Dreamcast was getting very hot and overheating a lot. And before I basically stopped using it because I was worried that it's just going to fry the circuit board or something. And I was reading about how if you get one of the mods to actually change this power supply unit, it can actually it lowers the actual what's actually going into the system and stuff. So it works perfectly with the GDMU. And that's what I did. And I found there's this great website called dreammods.net by a guy called Chris. He basically, it's a one-man show. Hey! Chris. He's got his last name's like Diagolu. I need to read it up. I'm really bad at names, so apologies to the guy. But yeah, so I basically ordered this new, it's called Dream PSU, which is like a daughter board that you replace the power supply unit in the Dreamcast with this new one, but it also gives you Bluetooth built into the Dreamcast. And so I ordered that and a Bluetooth Dreamcast controller, and they have now arrived. This is my Bluetooth Dreamcast controller. So he's actually modified a Dreamcast controller. That's where you charge it up in. It's got a built-in virtual memory card. So you can basically play it. I can play it right now, and it'll have a memory card in it for games and stuff. You can still.
That's interesting because so it's basically it's like the memory card is encased in the controller itself, so you can't take it out or anything like that, right?
Yeah, so you can't take it out. You can copy save files and stuff. It's also got, you can also download a program for your PC, so you can basically I can put a VMU in here and I can copy save files from my VMU to my PC now and use it with Dreamcast emulators.
Oh man.
So
that's a big deal.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, and I can back up my saves, and if I need to, I can delete a VMU so I could drop more save files.
That's massive.
I've got like 15 VMUs, and they're all full.
Yeah,
so each other play new games is ridiculous. But here's the other cool thing. So I've got my Dreamcast. It's plugged in at the moment, but
as he drops it breaks.
Okay, I'm gonna press down the start button.
No way.
Is it going to work? It's not working. Oh my god! Please work.
Wait, is it plugged in?
Live things don't work.
It still needs a plug-in, right?
I've got the power supply in the back.
Oh, okay. I didn't see the wire.
Why is this not working? This is embarrassing now. Come on.
Do you is the controller? Do you have to turn your controller itself on? Like, does it have its own power source?
The start button is the power source. Why is this? This is embarrassing. This has been working all weekend. Now it's not. And I charged it.
No, there it goes. There it goes.
Oh, there you go.
It's working.
It's alive. I should probably turn off my RTX for this, but I've just turned it off again. Whoops, sorry.
Yeah,
it's been told on.
You are slowly convincing me to get this thing.
You need this for the marathon, Scotty.
I really do.
Why is he not doing it? This is really annoying.
How much money do you have put into this Dreamcast unit
Probably
right here, Graham?
Way too much now.
Give us a ballpark.
So
give us between the range of $200 and $400. Just say that. Is that it? Is that I'm out.
It's a PS5 or an Xbox One X. Like, what's it closer to?
Probably an Xbox One X is closer to. Like, I'd say like
$300. I'm out.
Nope. That just worked instantly when I did it. Then that's so weird. But yeah, I basically hold down the power button, and if I hold down it now, it should turn off after a few seconds. I hope. He says worryingly. It's awkward to hold it.
You don't have a disc in there right now, do you?
No, there's no. This is.
Okay, good, because your console is just vertical.
There's no disc drive in it either.
I have no disc drive.
So that's right. He said that.
I'm going to crack it open. I've just unplugged it.
You had me at save more files and transfer them to your PC easily, and then turn it on wirelessly. But then you lost me immediately with the cost.
Well, no. Think about this though. You imagine, because there's basically. You could have all the games that you're going to play on the marathon queued up on there already. So there's no taking games out, messing around with that, or like maybe the disc readers is acting up or something. So I think that's pretty neat.
So this is where the GD-ROM drive would sit. It'd take up this whole space around here, and then this is the new power supply board, which is actually a tiny bit smaller. And if you can see at the back, it's got a different power socket.
Okay, it did.
So it's now a circle one, basically. It's a 12. It takes a 12 volts.
Instead of what was it before, like a 9 or something?
Yeah, I'm not sure what it was, to be honest. But basically, the way it works is apparently it's better. It's more efficient. And it also, I don't know if you can see it. There's a black piece of sort of cable thing here. Yep. That's normally white on the Dreamcast. He gave me a replacement one of those, which I think is something to do with the Bluetooth connection. So, and now it's got cables going to the board, which it didn't on the original. And here's the thing: it 100% worked. I don't know what this power supply unit does exactly. As I say, it's meant to be more efficient with the power, but 100% works in terms of actually reducing the heat of the Dreamcast. So. Before I had that in and I was using the GDMU, I noticed significantly that after like a minute or two, the heat coming from the fan vent was a lot warmer than normal. And that's why I started thinking, this needs to be true that it's getting too hot, because the fan vent was actually, I feel really hot. I was playing on this for over an hour yesterday and it was barely lukewarm, the fan coming out of it, like the air coming out. And at the start, it's actually cold air coming out, which I've never really experienced on a Dreamcast.
How difficult was this to put it all together? Did you have to solder anything? Is this like something a novice could do?
Basically, if you can use a screwdriver, you can do this. All you have to do is unscrew some screws. Most of the stuff just lifts out pretty much straight away. The power supply unit bit, there was one tiny bit where you unscrew 2 screws and then there's like a tiny plastic catch that's kind of holding it down. You still have to bend that back while you lift it up. But other than that, it's so easy. And there's like a couple of little bits you unplug, a little couple of cables you unplug as well when you're replacing it. But it's like very simple. It's basically designed that you can easily do it. So, I'm a novice. I did this. The controller thing is actually I'm really impressed by this. I reviewed the Striker DC controller the other week, which is brilliant and is actually, I'd say, is probably better than the original Dreamcast controller in terms of functionality, like the way the analog stick works. But this is really handy. Like, I can sit on the other side of the room basically and play on my Dreamcast now. And it as I sort of poorly demonstrated, it does turn on. Not like every other time I've used it, I've just hold it down for a couple of seconds and my Dreamcast just turns on. So it's like having an Xbox or a PlayStation now. And as I say, you can transfer files across and stuff. If you go to DreamMods,
it looks like the difference with the power source. Oh, sorry. There's a little bit of lag, I think. You had a pause and I started talking.
Okay.
I'm on their site now, but it looks like what the power source does is it replaces that PCU And what you have on there now is an external power source rather than it using the Dreamcast. So the power source is just running on its own power.
Okay, I guess
interesting.
That's what it is. I'm not sure. In fact,
I'm
Chris,
just reading text. I don't know.
Chris, you'll probably get a kick out of this. So my Dreamcast, if you remember that, the Dreamcast, the built-in screen, that kind of stopped working partly. It basically it still works, but I can't plug into a TV anymore, so I haven't really used it. But I didn't actually have a plug for this that goes into here. But then I noticed, wait, my Dreamcast had a weird little round plug. Works perfectly. So I'm using my Dreamcast plug, socket thing for this. So managed to bring that back out. And
send me your Dreamcast, Graham, and I'm going to try to get it fixed for you.
Maybe next time I come to America, I'll lend it to you, see if you can get it fixed. Because
I'll get it fixed. Trust me.
A note here on that that I think is worth mentioning for anyone that is now super interested in this. It says that this is compatible with all Dreamcast regions and also supports all mods like GDMU, USB, GD-ROM, fan mods, except for overclocking.
Yeah, I'm gonna try. Oh,
if you're overclocking your Dreamcast, you're in another world already, though.
Yeah.
Can't have that slow
That's
down.
amazing. That's my mind's legit blown. Also, my mind is blown because you said daughter board, and for some reason just now it entered my head that, instead of motherboard, it's a daughter board.
I thought he said data board, and that's just how they say it over there.
God damn it. See, it worked. It worked that time. I don't know if you saw that.
There it is.
It works.
That's
it
crazy.
actually worked. So you hold it down for a few seconds.
But, okay, question. Because I have so many batshit insane accessories for my Dreamcast, can you use that and it not be first player controller?
So that's one thing that's a little bit annoying with my order that I made. Basically, you can actually buy. Normally, this comes with a special dongle that you can plug into your Dreamcast. So you can get this and plug it into any Dreamcast. Basically, it's meant to come with the dongle, but for some reason he didn't ship it with a dongle. So I've actually asked him to try and ship the dongle because I paid for the dongle. Basically, it says all these controllers come with a dongle. And when I ordered it, I specifically asked him that question: will it come with a dongle? Because I want to use this on other Dreamcasts. So
that's why you keep saying that word,
dongle. It's the dongle effect. So, Scotty, if you were to order this and just use it on your normal Dreamcast, yes, you could plug the dongle into port 3, for example, and have your mouse and keyboard in port 1.
That honestly would have been a deal breaker.
Yeah, so it is totally possible, but because it's just very handy that the fact that it's got it built into my system now, it just works really well. The controllers, the problem is they are getting quite expensive. As I say, it's a one-man show. He's building these from scratch. He's basically literally retrofitting a controller, and it's really cool. I'm really impressed with it. I'm really happy with my Dreamcast because now I can run, as I said before, when I was using the GDMU thing with the SD card, it kept overheating, kept stopping and resetting my Dreamcast. And I was having problems with it. So I was a bit I think I might have just broken my Dreamcast. But yesterday I was using it for hours, literally hours, just playing with different games and stuff. So yeah, really happy.
And where did you say people can go to get these, Graham?
So the website's called dreammods.net.
Okay.
If you type in
we can throw
PSU,
the link in the description and stuff.
This is called the Dream-Con. So Dream, CONN. That's also on the web. Yeah, so if you type that into Google, you should hopefully find it.
Cool.
But yeah, and he's got loads of other things he does for the Dreamcast. You can actually buy a fully retrofitted Dreamcast, which doesn't have all of the same stuff in it, but he does a lot of stuff to it.
He does a he has a wireless Bluetooth Lite-Con as well.
Yes.
We're talking about
I was going to say that he should also do that sort of stuff for other peripherals, like the fishing rod. How awesome would it be to have a Bluetooth fishing rod?
Yep,
I think a keyboard as well would be amazing. Imagine that.
The wireless keyboard would be great.
Well, you're in luck, sir. Oh, never mind. This area is password protected. I'd have nothing for you.
What?
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm clicking. I'm on the website right now, and he has wireless peripherals, DreamCon Plus, Lite-Con, which is the light gun I just mentioned, then KeyCon. But when I go to that, it says password protected. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. So yeah.
Can I show you guys what I got? I got some stuff that's pretty exciting.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Let's move on. Chris, what's happening with you? What have you been up to?
Not doing a whole lot. I'm still retired, so I've just been hanging out with the kids and working. Now, honestly, like I was talking to someone about it this past week, but I'm more busy with like Megavisions and everything else, and just busy working during the day than I probably was at my former job. Like, because there's just so much for me to be doing across like magazine production, full Patreon stuff, running the website, like managing all of that, and then plus, like obviously I'm not the only one doing everything. I'm not trying to say I am, but there is just lots of stuff that I'm doing across all the different platforms under Megavisions that there needs to be managed. So I'm just really, really busy. So even though like I'm retired, Megavisions really is my full-time job now, but I'm also doing going to school for my master's degree, so doing that online, and I'm still trying to figure out like what my balance is like during the day. It's a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, because I also have the kids here, and so there's that dynamic where I'm trying to work full-time, trying to go to school, but then also trying to manage my kids when my wife is at work. So it's a little crazy. But anyway, so I didn't do a whole lot other than working on the website and stuff, but I did get some pickups this past week or so that I want to talk about. The first off is Red Dead Redemption 2 on Xbox One. So this is something that I've actually been wanting to get for a really, really long time. Lee, I don't know if you remember Lee Graham, who used to work on Sega Nerds with us back in the day. He works at Rockstar, and so he told me about this game like a long, long time ago, or when they actually like did that full reveal, whether it was at E3 or whatever. We talked a little bit about it, but we also been watching Jack Black live stream some of this stuff on YouTube. He's been playing it, and he's so funny. He's great. So
what's Jables?
Yeah, he has Jablinski Games is his YouTube channel, and it's great. Half of it's usually just him doing dad stuff with his kids.
I kind of like the dad stuff more.
Yeah. Oh, it's I love it. Just him. He's such a.
Didn't we discover that at Too Many Games? Like we just stumbled upon it. Because I distinctly remember me and Odin sitting on the couch near the kitchen just watching that before we headed out to the convention.
We may have. I don't know. But the cool thing about that, I'm really excited about this, is that Jamie actually wants to watch me play it, which she pretty much hates every video game. It's crazy. But the thing is, she loves Western movies, and what she's seen of Jack Black playing the game is it's enough. Like there's enough theatrical elements about what she's seen that she's actually interested in watching me play. So I ended up getting it, and so hopefully this week we're going to be able to sit down and start playing it together at night, which I'm actually really excited about because that's
a breakthrough.
Yeah. So we'll see. I also got a new little device that I'm super excited about. It's a Kindle Paperwhite. It's basically just one of those e-readers that like everyone was all the rage about like 10 years ago. But I've actually been wanting one for a long time because I love to read, and it's hard for me to find the time to read. But Graham also finished like your first draft in your novel. Is that right, Graham? Or like what version are we on right now?
So I guess you could call it a draft still. It's kind of more a final draft, if that makes sense. But the book is finished. I might tweak some areas of it, but yeah, basically giving it to some people at work, giving it to Chris for feedback, basically, like see what, like if you want to read it, and yeah, give me feedback if you like the story or not, and other stuff. Yeah.
I have been asking you questions about it, so you know that I have been reading, and I can't stand reading an ebook on my iPad or on my phone or even a computer. It's very cumbersome. I don't like doing it, so I essentially bought this specifically to read Graham's book because I wanted to read it. But I knew I wouldn't read it on my computer or iPad.
So what you're saying right now, Chris, is this is a system seller. This book is a system seller. This will sell Kindles.
it sold.
Well,
it
going to
sold
Amazon.
one Kindle at least, so it is technically a system seller. It sold one, so it's technically that. But I'm really enjoying it at first. I'm really enjoying it so far. But I was very confused when I first took it out of the package because it's like usually you get a piece of electronics and there's lots of like instructions and the packaging is pretty secure. There's lots of like styrofoam and everything else. This is literally just came in this tiny little box from Amazon, and you open that up and there's nothing in there other than just a wire and a little thing that goes in your socket. So Amazon must have just stripped everything out, all superfluous. I can't say that word. Superfluous. What? Fuck it. any extra stuff that needed to go in there, they took it out. That probably just to try to get the price down as much as possible. But
just had a post in there that said "Good luck."
Yeah, maybe just like a website to go here for more info, because it took me a while to figure out like just how to use it. There's a button on the bottom of it.
Is it one that it's like only in black and white? You know what I mean?
Yes. But this one is backlit, which is a lot of people, I guess, really, that's a big deal, I guess. But it's all in black and white. That's a better angle, so you can see it. But there's this button on the bottom. I guess this turns on the screen and turns it off.
Interesting.
But I ended up getting the official like leather case for it as well, and so it's kind of neat because you just close that and it automatically turns off. And
that's
if you
open it, button.
If you open it, it comes on automatically. But for the longest time, I couldn't figure out how to get the nav bar to pop up on the top. So I'm just sitting here like pressing stuff and like trying to do different gestures on it, and nothing would work. Yeah. It turns out all you got to do is tap at the top at one time in the middle, and it's like, why would they just say something about that?
That's not like any other smart device.
I know. It was very frustrating.
I also have a Kindle Paperwhite. I'm not sure if mine's exactly the same model as yours, but yeah, that took me a while to sort of really work it. Once I got into a book, I was like, wait, how do I get back out? Like, just.
You can't. You read only this book forever.
You have to start this book and finish it. But it was just kind of weird that there wasn't at least just a little slip of paper. It's like, this is how you kind of get around.
Although I weirdly like this because I found it like, I know for some people it's going to be really annoying, like especially like my parents would hate that. My mum's still got her original Kindle, which has all the buttons like down the side, and at the bottom it's got like a big sort of D-pad type thing to move across the screen. It's like really old school. But yeah, I quite liked it because like so many games and stuff these days tell you exactly what you need to do, and it's just really frustrating. This was like a mini adventure. It's like, how do I use this magical device? Ooh, it's like, and once you've done a few button presses, it's quite intuitive, and like after that, you kind of just tap the top,
I've kind of been debating one of those, to be honest, because full disclosure, I love Console Wars, but I have not sat down with the History of the Future because that book is so big and only hardback. I can't when at the end of my day, it's quite literally too heavy to hold up in bed properly and read it the way I am. So I've been debating something like an e-reader.
They are very handy. I prefer a physical book normally, but my Kindle, I go through phases. Sometimes I'll be reading loads of stuff on my Kindle and just like loving it, and sometimes actually I fancy a real book for once. But I don't have space for books. That's the problem. Physically it's so hard.
I did pre-order my first book for it as well. It's the Ready Player One sequel just came out to where you can pre-order it on Amazon. I guess it's gonna be called Ready Player 2. I think.
Are you serious? I was gonna make that joke. I did not know that was the actual title.
I was just looking for my. Let me see. I'm gonna go to it real quick. I think that's what it's called. Your orders, maybe.
While you're looking that up, for what it's worth, I was looking more into those wireless gun cons. He will do the Dreamcast gun con, or if you send him a gun con, he will turn it into a wireless gun con. Yeah. So I would send one of the Saturn guns myself.
It is Ready Player 2 is the name.
That's bad.
The release date is November 24th. I heard that it was going to be called this for a while now.
Makes sense.
The only thing is, it makes sense, but where do you go from here? Are you going to do Ready Player 3, Ready Player 4?
It could be like, I don't know if you guys ever saw the Dreamcast European adverts, which never really show up any gameplay, but they'd always be like one of the best ones is like there's like this kid like trying to throw stones at like this bell in some water in like the sea, and he misses, and he goes player 2, and this other kid throws a thing, like player 3, player 4, and they all miss, and then like suddenly this girl randomly like uses a slingshot and fires. He goes player 5 wins. And it goes Dreamcast up to 6 billion players. Maybe it could be Ready Player 6 billion.
That's so confusing.
the whole premise was that more than 4 players can play games. It's online. Woo! Go and get it. But it never showed off. Dreamcast adverts rarely showed off actual gameplay footage. So they were kind of.
I remember reading about how that kind of backfired though, because nobody knew what they needed to buy. If that makes sense.
It was stupid. You know. I got excited when they're on TV because I was a Dreamcast fan. I had a Dreamcast already because I got it at launch.
Yeah, you knew,
Other people were like, huh? Whereas the PlayStation adverts were like showing off all these cool graphics and stuff. Like, PlayStation. It's like, yeah, it's one of those. That's clearly what the kids want. God damn it, Sega.
Yeah, I mean, without getting on a tangent about Sega marketing during the Dreamcast era, I would say that I get what they were going for with that advertisement, because the one thing that would set them apart and the big feature with the Dreamcast was that it's online out of the box. Like no other video game system was ever to do that before. So I think they saw like this is something that sets this product apart from its competitors, and I think that's what they were going for with that. I don't know whether they followed that up with more adverts that focus on the games and the software, which they should have done, but I don't fault them for that alone. Now it's part of a campaign that they need to do, but that's one I think awesome piece.
So it worked to sort of explain. Yes, you can get more players on it, but they never really they never followed up with like PSO footage or something, which would have been perfect. Like look at all these you can have like in the lobby area, like hundreds of people just milling around, all online. These are real people. Mm-hmm. Play with them. Play with your friends across the world. But they didn't do
Play with Fred Durst. He's kicking your ass on the other end, or whatever that horrible ad was. Yeah.
And lastly, before we jump on another tangent, I got a physical copy of Panzer Paladin, and which I was super excited about. I've been talking with their PR person for quite a while, pretty much off and on since PAX East, because that's where I first played the game. And I don't know, I'm pretty sure I came back and told you guys about it. It was one of the most games I was most impressed with that I saw there. It's just very polished. The gameplay was just very, very tight and great. The visuals, it looked awesome. The music, it was just all around is everything you wanted in kind of a retro style platformer. And so I was very excited about it. And so I've been following it pretty closely, and it just released this past week. But she had said they had asked for my address because they were going to send me something. And out of nowhere, like I kind of forgot about it, and I got a package in, and I was like, "This is weird. I don't even know. I wasn't expecting it." I opened it up, and sure enough, it was this. So I was like, "Holy crap! That's freaking awesome!" And so basically, all it is it has a fake NES cartridge in there with.
Nice.
I could show this because it's already been redeemed. But it basically has the Panzer Paladin, box art.
Oh, cool.
But it doesn't. It's fake. There's no pins in it or anything. But it did come with a Steam code down here, which has already been redeemed. So don't worry about that. And then it just came with some other goodies, like it has stickers in it, which is pretty neat. This really cool piece of art that was done for the game, and then probably the coolest part outside of the cartridge, it has a mini comic in there, which it basically follows. There's, I guess, two main characters in the game. There's Flame, who is this female android that pilots Grit, who is this giant mech, and so together they are fighting these invading alien. And I guess there's somewhat satanic forces that are coming from somewhere in outer space to try to destroy the Earth. And so you fight all these different creatures. One of the neat things about it is each monster and level is on a different part of the planet. And each where you're where that level takes place is like some sort of fabled monster or beast that comes from that area. So like for instance, you go to like Russia and I think it's Baba Yaga there, this like witch lady. In Mexico or Central America, it's this it looks like some Aztec, like this giant Aztec like skeleton guy. So each one is regionally like it's based on some sort of like folklore or something. It's really neat from that standpoint. So the monsters each have just very unique and original designs. Like nothing looks the same or anything. But it's basically like if you took like the Mega Man formula, throw in some Master Blaster and maybe some Castlevania, and this is basically what you get. Is Panzer Paladin, and I can't say enough about this game. It's so good. It's out on Steam and PC. Tornado Jones actually reviewed the game for the website, so you can go out to megavisionsmag.com and check out his review. But I will say that he gave it 5 out of 5. He got an excellent rating, which we don't give out very often. But as I was playing it, I was in total agreement. I was completely blown away, and I'm actually going to send this physical copy to Corey, Tornado Jones, because he fell in love with it. And I know that if I kept it, it would just stay like in my closet somewhere. And I know he's got the room to really display it and just appreciate it. So this week I'm going to be mailing it off to Corey, and it will be his from henceforth. But I thought this was such a neat thing, and I really, really hope that they team up with like Limited Run or one of these other publishing companies, and they get this a physical copy, because I guarantee you, man, you just play the game and you're going to be hooked. The gameplay is so good. It's easy to pick up and play, but it's challenging in its own right, but not to the point where you're just really frustrated. There's checkpoints in there each stage too. It's just a lot to it. So I hope you guys and everyone listening or watching, just go out and give it a chance. Go to Steam, watch some videos, and just give it a shot, because I really think you're gonna like it. And I wish these guys all the best. A lot of these guys are the same dudes that this company also made the Scott Pilgrim game from back in the day too. So they're called Tribute Games, based out of Montreal, I believe. So they're our friendly Canadians north of the border. Super awesome people. Everyone I talked to at PAX East, they just seemed so excited to be there and just genuinely excited about doing what they're doing. And that made me just like really appreciate, all the hard work that they put into it. So Panzer Paladin, guys, go check it out.
I watched a little bit of Corey's stream, and it looks like that world could have easily taken part in Mega Man or Shovel Knight or something. So if you like either of those, check this game out too.
Yeah.
I hope that this character now becomes one of those that you see in other games. I can see what's that Brawlhalla? Like, I would love to see Grit show up in Brawlhalla, and because it's got some awesome weapons and just abilities. It's so cool. All right, I think that's going to take us to our first break. But before we go on that break, I just want to remind everyone that if you are not currently subscribing to Megavisions on Patreon, you can go to patreon.com/Megavisions, and while you're there, you can choose between either getting a physical edition of the magazine or a digital edition of the magazine. And we ship worldwide, so no matter where you're at, as long as you're located on this earth, we will ship you a copy of Megavision. So go there, check it out. There's even a demo of sorts where you can download our Zero issue, the digital version of that, and then take a look at it, and just that way you get kind of a sense of what we're doing with Megavisions. And if you're interested, I would suggest get the physical version, because I think that's where the magic lies. But in addition to getting the physical version, if you sign up, you also get the digital issue as well. There you go. Patreon.com/Megavisions, baby.
Welcome back, and we're now on to our 5 days too late news segment, and we are looking at the Xbox showcase that happened this week. So, did you guys watch this? Did you guys see this? The Xbox showed off a load of new Xbox Series X and upcoming games.
Yes.
I watched it, but I was pissed because I had to leave midway through to go to a doctor's appointment. But we had a watch party in Discord. That was actually really fun.
That was really cool. Yeah, we all got together, like loads of us from Discord and the Megavision's Discord, and watched along and chatted, and it was that was really entertaining. It was really funny.
It was really easy to set up and do, which is well, that makes it way better for us. It makes us more likely to do more stuff like that. So maybe for a few more of these upcoming shows, we can do some watch parties.
So from the Xbox showcase, should we talk about some of the key games that we thought really stood out? So
every other podcast in the world is talking about this, so we don't need to review it again. I think is what it comes down to. Talk about what hit us harder.
We'll just throw out a few suggestions that we thought. So my first one would be Yuji Naka and I'm going to get this name wrong, Naoto Oshima. They've announced a new 3D platform adventure game called Balan Wonderland, and the key thing is here that hopefully long-time listeners will know Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima. They were sort of two of the godfathers of the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise and the Knights franchise as well, and so this game looks quite a lot like Knights in some ways. Like there seems to be definitely some sort of spiritual successor involved, I guess, like more from the artwork standpoint, I'd say, and kind of about the background story to the game, because part of the idea of the game is that you're playing as these characters and you can dress up in different costumes and stuff, but the whole thing is to bring balance to their emotions and stuff, as far as I could tell. But yeah, there's 12 different tales you get to play through. It's a big imaginary sort of wonderland, they call it, or wonder world. And there's 80 different costumes you can use. There's exploring a labyrinth of stages filled with a myriad of tricks and traps to get to the heart of each story. As you journey through this land between fantasy and reality, you must find a way to bring balance to others and yourself. It looks like it's taken a lot of inspiration from Knights, especially what I believe is the title character Balan. There's this guy, so it's like a sort of jester type guy with no face but eyes and big top hat, and he does look a lot like Knights or Riella, that sort of style of character and the way they sort of move and stuff. And some of the bosses, I don't know if you guys noticed, some of the bosses really reminded me of Knights. There's like one who's like a big, do you remember the opera singer in the first level of Knights? The big round orb. There's a boss who looks just like that. So what did you guys think of this? Did you get excited for this game? Are you like, or...
I think it's awesome because now we finally know what Yuji Naka's been up to at Square. I think that was the big mystery a lot of people have had for a while, because that news came out almost 2 years ago. It feels like, and so they must have been brainstorming and stuff. I'm glad that he brought Oshima on board, because these were the dudes that designed Sonic the Hedgehog 40 years ago. It's what it feels like. But so it's neat that they're kind of back together again, working on this new IP. Obviously, it doesn't stray too far from what these guys have done in the past. I think it seems like they're keeping it, pretty what they're kind of familiar with. I would say that the human characters and stuff, and it just even some of with the costumes and stuff, they look a bit generic to me. Okay. Like some of them don't feel like they have a ton of personality to the characters. Like I would like to see a more kind of how Balan is more of an exaggerated looking character with his long limbs and everything. I think the design of him looks great. I would have just liked to see when they switch to different characters to have a more dramatic or stylized kind of look to them. What they look like now is almost like, I don't know, if you have these characters for your amiibos or your Xbox avatar or whatever. Yeah, stuff you put those characters look like to me when I saw this. So if I have one part of criticism, it's that. I think some of the characters look a little generic.
That's fair, I guess.
Yeah, 100% agree. The reason everybody's comparing it to Knights is Balan himself or herself has those long limbs that kind of go out into a bell-bottom style with the feet and the arms. And there are parts of some of the levels where they're literally flying through a ring, which is the links in Knights, and like collecting those things. And I'm trying to keep a level head about it because I love the Knights series, as everybody knows. But it really looks hardcore like Journey of Dreams, where you were walking around as the kid avatars, which was the worst part of that game. I didn't like. Well,
I'm going to say, yeah, Journey of Dreams, that was not the fun part of the game. But
no, and they had like full levels dedicated to them.
Yeah, so
you're saying, but
I feel like maybe Balan has taken ideas from that, and that's fair. That's a fair comment, I think. But to me, it actually looks like it's going to be more of a fun 3D proper adventure platform game, which is something I personally have been craving for years now. Like since Banjo-Kazooie and stuff. Like I feel like I haven't played a really good 3D platformer. And I'm going to say something.
Did you play Lucky's Tale?
Yes, I thought that was decent. But there's something about that game because the camera angle is kind of fixed. I don't know. Have you played it at all? Like,
no, I want to check it out because it looked very much like up my alley. But I know what you mean.
It's a really fun game. It's very good. It's very good for kids as well. Most of it is quite easy, to be fair. But it's kind of like the camera angle is kind of fixed. So even though it's 3D, you can't adjust the camera angle. Like you can move the camera mildly to the left and to the right at points, but it's not really a proper. You can't really like look around and see all the scenery from every angle, which is kind of what
I think it started as a VR game and they put it into that after that, so that might be why it was little wonky, but
it's still a really good game. I still think it's really good. And controversially, while I think Mario Odyssey is a really impressive game, for whatever reason I couldn't get into that game. I played for the first few levels, I've got it on my Switch, played for the first few levels, and I got bored. I was just like, I'm done. I said to myself, I'm not enjoying this game at all right now. So I might go back to that another time, but to me, that's the biggest 3D platform adventure game that's been out lately. I can't really think of anything else. But yeah, Ukulele as well. Actually, I really enjoyed Ukulele. So yeah, there haven't been that many of late, and this game sort of might tickle those taste buds for me, I think. And so I'm quite excited because some of the levels, I don't know if you saw it.
That's the old phrase.
In the trailer. In the trailer, had like a whole Inception moment.
Tickle my taste buds.
That's the podcast name right there.
That's the title of this episode.
Brilliant. But did you notice in the trailer there's a whole like Inception moment in one of the levels where the level seems to sort of bend over like that? I was just like, that looks insane. And and Chris, you mentioned about the costumes. The costumes give the characters different powers. Basically, you can do different things. And like you saw, there's like one bit where someone's like, she's almost like seems to be like dancing through the air and stuff, like on stuff. And it looks like it could be a really fun game. I'd love to see more of it. So yeah, this is one I'm really excited for.
Yeah, my only worry is that the characters you play as are pretty boring looking, like Chris said. Maybe that's to lend to the fact that you should be focusing on the powers you can use, because those characters look more interesting.
Yeah. Again,
I don't know.
I think maybe that's where they're going with, like, again, inspiration from Knights. The kids in the Knights, in the original Knights and the sequel, Journey of Dreams, they were just kids. They were like normal kids, like one with blonde hair, one with, brown hair, whatever. That even though you could sort of play as them at points, the main part of it was the magical world you were in and like being knights and stuff. So, so I think that's almost like bringing it to reality almost. These are normal kids, so boring, normal, everyday kids. They're dealing with different emotions and stuff. Like that's kind of meant to be part of the game, and it's that magical world that sort of draws you in and stuff. So, yeah, I kind of like that balance personally. I like if it's all wacky characters, like Crash Bandicoot or Ukulele or Banjo-Kazooie, then that's one thing. But I feel like that's what they're going for with this game. For like, it's almost like this can sound so cheesy, but like a kind of like Saturday morning kids like learning kind of cartoon thing. Like everything's got a moral at the end of it. Yeah, that's why you shouldn't listen, kids. Yeah.
I got a when the train rolled in, I got a Polar Express vibe as well.
That's It's true.
It's kind of all over the place, and that's cool because games need to do that more. It's hard to pull off a good 3D platformer anymore, like a solid one all around. It's very easy to mess it. I say this like I make games all the time. It's very easy to mess up one aspect that can be game breaking on it. But I'm keeping my expectations in check, but I am excited for it because it just looks so pleasant, if that makes sense. You know,
yeah, it does. Yeah, and while this was showcased on the Xbox Showcase, it has been confirmed it is coming for the Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, PC, PlayStation 5, and Xbox Series X. It says spring 2021 is the launch date right now, so it's going to be on everything, future generation and current generation.
I think Yuji Naka tweeted afterwards. It said that they're basically going in crunch mode like this upcoming week. So they're going to be in crunch mode for until like next spring.
Wow.
Probably.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Oh, did they have a date for that game?
It's spring 21.
Yeah, it's spring 2021. Okay. Yeah.
Which I won't be surprised if that gets delayed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess it depends.
That seems like a game ripe for delayment. So not to try to curse it, but I'll be surprised if that comes out.
I will say I very much dig Balan's design. If they do like any type of statue or anything for that, I might snag it just because I really like his design and know nothing about the game.
Really cool. And the bosses look really
also even more so the end trailer, whoever the enemy or whatever it is, it looks like it would be the Reala of the game. I kind of like that design more. It was more kind of mysterious than Balan, you know?
Yeah.
So, but we'll see.
Cool.
The next, I guess, big Sega game that was showed, not that the first one was a Sega game, but
Juicy Tide.
It's we know what we're here for with that one. But I guess the only official Sega title that was announced during this Xbox Game Showcase was Phantasy Star Online 2 New Genesis, which I think it's fair to say that came out of left field. I don't think any of us were expecting a new expansion on Phantasy Star Online 2, just mainly for the fact that it's taken Sega so long to get this game over here that I just assumed it was kind of one of those things where it's just like, like this game's at the tail end of its life. We'll throw it over there, see if we can make some money off of it. But it seems like they're really invested in this this game, this series, because they're following up this big new expansion called New Genesis. They overhauled the whole graphics engine and the game design of it. It seems like you're going to be able to do a lot more stuff with it, showing like new ways to traverse, where you've got people that can kind of like almost like teleport in a way, like they're moving and they're gliding throughout the levels, and so it seems like they're really expanding each level to make it a lot bigger, and they're giving players like new ways to get around it, like in a lot faster way. But there's also a new level creator, not level creator, but character creator. Did you guys see that? Like how crazy, like detailed you can make that?
I didn't actually see that.
Did you say character or level creator?
I said level at first, but I meant character creator is what I corrected myself. They actually made a big deal about it because it zoomed in on the characters' hands, and it showed like their hands were like their fingers were moving, and then it zoomed out, was like fingers that can really move. It's just like, when did that become like a selling point? But it was kind of neat, and
their fingers really sweat.
That's like the giant crab from like the PlayStation 2 setting thing. You know, do you remember that game? Like Sony announced on the E3, there was a game for the PlayStation 2 that was like giant crab. It was like a big. But don't worry, clearly no one remembers that.
I don't at all.
Hopefully your listeners or viewers will remember. Sorry, Chris, carry on.
Yeah, but so that was like a big deal, I guess. It's going to be coming out, I guess, sometime this next year, and I don't know, like it's pretty exciting that they're going to be coming out with this new expansion. I was not expecting this. I don't know. What did you guys think?
So
yeah.
Actually, no, Scotty, you go first, my friend. You go first.
I don't have much to say about it because I still haven't been able to dive fully on into PSO2. It's cool, and it's cool that they're showing new life, but even I feel like with how old PSO2 is, even though it just now got outside of Japan, they should really move on to the next chapter, probably.
But let's be
having not played it.
Yeah, what's neat about this too, though, is that like a lot of stuff will cross over. So you can create a character in New Genesis and then actually go back to PSO2 and play it across there. So it sounds like it's two separate games. This is essentially you could even think of this as PSO3 in a way.
Okay, I might have misunderstood their portrayal of that then, because I thought it was like an update, so to speak, for PSO2.
You're good. It's not really. It's like it's its own game. But you can still
Please
play
explain
both
MMOs
games.
to me.
I know you could play either game. You could create a character in PSO2 and then bring it and actually play it in PSO2 New Genesis, and vice versa. Okay. There's going to be some stuff that doesn't cross over, like some of like the there's like 4 different types of like monetary like in the game. You know, there's the meseta, then there's this thing called fun, and a bunch of other crap. And so it's kind of hard to keep up with. But so some of that won't carry over. Some of the photon arts and stuff, other things won't carry over between the two. But it sounds like as much as makes sense to keep probably the gameplay balance and stuff correct. It seems like that, but I'm pretty excited about it. Graham, I don't think you got a chance to give your thoughts.
So I love what I've seen. I love the idea of it. We haven't got PSO2 in Europe yet, though.
Oh yeah.
So, what the fuck's sake? Like, what are you doing? Like, you're talking about like it's like Phantasy Star Online 2's been out in like Japan and Asia for years now. Recently, only came to America. We still haven't even got it, and yet Sega's announcing like another like kind of semi-sequel kind of add-on type thing to it. It's like, what?
Do you think that part of the reason? Do you think that this was done and this concept was done before they started making this actual add-on, and they were like, oh wait guys, it's only in Japan. They're like, oh shoot, yeah, let's go ahead and put PSO2 out in other places real quick, and then we'll announce this. Do you think
I wonder
from that a little bit?
I wonder at this point though, like, wouldn't it just make sense just to only bring New Genesis out in Europe? Like,
maybe that's what they're doing. Yeah.
Why would you release PSO2 now? Like, it would just make way more sense, because then you'd have two basic like MMOs that are compatible, but they're still separate, and you'd release them close together in one region. That seems stupid. I would just release New Genesis.
Yeah, that is weird.
I don't know. I'd quite like to experience PSO2 the normal version, but I don't know, unless, because as you're saying, there are parts that kind of cross over, not everything does. I don't know. It just, I mean, the only experience of PSO2 I've had so far is when they did that beta test in America, and I managed to actually switch my region for my Xbox, but I couldn't do that for the whole thing. I can't keep it on that, because playing European games, I can't play my games library properly, basically, if it's set to American Xbox. It seems like most of the games do play, but not everything. Anyway, so I had to switch back to the European, like, UK store. So yeah, I don't know. It's just bizarre to me. So it could be a case of it doesn't come out in Europe at all. Maybe they just maybe they think Europe doesn't enjoy Phantasy Star Online or something, even though we do. Well, from memory we did. I don't know.
Okay, so there was, I guess, one other big game that you wanted to talk about, Graham.
Yes, and I feel like every Xbox fanboy wanted to talk about this, or see this at least, and that is Everwild. No. That is Halo Infinite. So for the first time, we've known about Halo Infinite for a while now. For the first time, I actually got to see proper gameplay footage. Did you guys watch the gameplay footage?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So if for viewers and listeners who didn't see it, essentially they showed us all kind of trailer gameplay footage bit for the game, and the part they actually showed was apparently set several hours into the main campaign, and it shows Master Chief and this pilot character who they've sort of teased in other videos already, basically crash landing on part of the Halo ring, and then Master Chief basically telling him to wait in the ship, and he goes out, and basically there's Covenant all around. It's like, it shows him like going off to like shooting them with the assault rifle. It basically showed off like different weapons that you get to use and new mechanics. So they had like the assault rifle. They showed off this M4A assault rifle thing, which is like a really badass rifle. A cool plasma rifle. Some upgrades to some of the other different weapons. The cool thing is they showed off this grappling hook feature, which is really cool. I love a grappling hook in any game, but they showed Master Chief being able to use it for him to pull himself towards enemies, so he can then like go in and smash them in the face. Used it to like grapple onto like a overhanging bridge bit, which then launched him up to a higher level. Also used it on a plasma canister thing, which he like came to him and then he held the plasma canister and threw it at some enemies and shot it and exploded. So that was really cool. And the thing that I like about it is kind of kept the jumping kind of climbing mechanic from Halo 5, which I don't know if you guys have played that much, but essentially in the previous Halo games, when Master Chief could always jump quite high, but in Halo 5 he could jump high, but also if he was near a ledge, he would basically pull himself up. So it made the games, like the areas, a lot more sort of vertical. He felt more vertical, if that makes sense. So you could like run in the different directions, but also the more vertical element to the gameplay. So they've kept that in it. And there's a really cool bit where I thought he like kills off a load of Covenant people and then hits this button. And he basically goes up in this elevator and you start to see kind of the scenery around you and how far you can see in the distance. And from what I've read and what the game name sort of indicates that, Halo Infinite, and from what I've read, I think this could be the first time you actually get to go around the whole Halo ring in a game. Because previously Halo games have just been set up levels, set around the Halo rings, or whatever planet they're on, because they're not all actually on the rings. Yeah, I actually had it. Where did I read it? There's actually a tiny bit that sort of mentioned. Oh, yeah. Begin anew and step inside the armor of humanity's greatest hero to experience an epic adventure and finally explore the scale of the Halo ring itself. So to me, that little blurb there indicates that, yeah, you will actually get to experience the whole ring. And Halo games in the past, even the first one, they always had this air of open world feeling, even though they weren't technically all open world. Like the original Halo, I remember actually being massively impressed that you could actually, like in some of the levels, you can go backwards and forwards, like back to areas you've been in if you wanted to. And some of the times, like you do a mission in a level, and then the next part of the level, you actually would have to walk back where you came from, basically, or make your way back. And I always found that actually really cool because it felt like you were like on this full massive ring thing. But this could be the first one that actually is a true massive open world. ODST was kind of an open world experience because you were in the city, you got to walk around to different areas, but this could be the first one you actually get to explore the ring, so I'm excited for that. What did you guys think? Were you guys excited for this? Were you guys, I don't care about Halo, or how? What are your thoughts, Scotty?
I really enjoy the Halo games. Going back and playing the first one, if you try to now, it's super boring, and you realize that was definitely made as a co-op game because the world is very empty for an OG Xbox game, so to speak. It's not a bad game, but you can see what they were going for with that. So I played through Halo 1 and 2. I actually, in prep for 5, watched cutscenes of 3 and ODST and Reach that I missed.
Okay.
And then I played Halo 5 and was super disappointed in the story because I don't give two shits about relationship drama in my space shooting game. And Locke was just an annoying character. But I am not excited for this because open world games are too overwhelming for me to fully enjoy anymore. So I don't think I'll be getting this game.
No. What if they're able to keep the sort of same campaign structure that, yes, you've got to go to this point and kill those things. So it's less of a fully open world. You know, you just get distracted by everything. It's more of a proper like, right, we need to go to this point on the Halo ring. You've got to reach the other side of the Halo ring. Find your best way there. Like, do you think that'd enjoy that?
It could be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe more so in a co-op aspect. They didn't say anything about multiplayer at all in this, right?
They didn't, but historically, Halo has always been designed with co-op in mind. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, arguably about the multiplayer to an extent. Yeah.
Every single Halo game has been co-op, be that online or offline. The first two were offline, but yeah, all the others were online co-op. In fact, that's
it's a weird feeling because I was excited when I saw the world because it looks like the first game. So like nostalgia playing into that, of course, probably blinded me a little bit. But like it looks great and it like got me excited for a new Halo story. But then I was like, God damn, I can't play an open world game right now. I just don't have the time.
Yeah, I guess we have to see how that plays
so I don't know.
out.
It's a mixed bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was excited that oh God, what's the name of the vehicle? Why have I forgotten the name?
Warthog?
The Warthog, thank you. The Warthog looks like it has gas canisters on the back now, and so I'm wondering and hoping that this will tie in to some of the multiplayer where you can shoot the back of a Warthog and it'll actually explode.
Maybe.
That would be pretty. Yeah, that'd be awesome. But overall, I liked it. I know a lot of people are trashing it right now for the graphics and the way that it looked. They didn't say I think the biggest criticism is just that it looks current gen. It doesn't look like it's like a next gen like Halo.
Everything's supposed to come out on Xbox One and Series X together, so maybe people should pay attention.
I wouldn't disagree with them either. Like I think that this is a game that looks like it could be made on the Xbox One and run today. I didn't see really a lot there that I was like, man, this is truly next gen. So I didn't get blown away by this reveal at all. But what I saw of it actually looks really fun. Right. I think they've made some really cool additions, modified some of the gameplay. There's some cool new weapons, which is always a fun thing with each new Halo. So I'm actually really looking forward to it. I don't care that much about all the graphics and all of that stuff as much as I do that the game is fun. And it looks like they're making some good decisions. So I've not been a huge fan of 343 in the past. I think I still think the Bungie games were the best of the Halo. But I want 343 to make a good Halo game. I love the franchise. So I'm not one that I'm just going to crap on it because of the 343 game. I'm hoping that they get it right this time and they they bring Halo back to its glory of where I think it should be.
That's fair. That's cool. Yeah. Yeah. I can understand some of those sort of I guess complaints and some of the stuff around it, but I thought it looked great. I like the sheer scale of everything. But yeah.
I want to make it clear I'm not complaining. I don't mean to correct you, Graham, but I'm just a little bummed that I want to enjoy a Halo game, but I feel like since it's open world, I won't be able to. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I do understand. Yeah,
I would just wait also to see what a lot of the different missions are like, because if it's like you could take it on a bite-sized thing, so like maybe you just go on and like, I'll just play a couple missions and you can knock those out in 15-20 minutes a piece or something, then that might actually make it where you play it and it's probably maybe better for you than maybe a traditional game like that.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I just got to wait and see how they pull it off, because everybody pulls off open world very differently anymore too.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of sort of, if you're doing a mission, there's sort of checkpoints or save points in that progress that you could sort of then stop at. I think that'd be good, because like the original Halo levels were massive. Like the very first game, they were huge, and like
they were just big on their own. Yeah,
to finish them, but you get checkpoints, so like you get to an area and it goes, okay, saving or whatever, automatic saving, so you knew if you died or you turned off your Xbox when you to return, you'd be where you were. So if they had something like that in there, so you could be halfway through a mission and sort of have a checkpoint so that you can go, okay, I need to go to work now or whatever, then I think that'd be cool.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
So I guess overall, because we talked about some of the games that we were like, particularly, liked. But overall, what do you guys think of Microsoft showing here? Like, do you feel like you saw enough of these games and you saw enough of the games that interest you that you think you're going to want to get a Series X at launch?
I'll let you guys answer.
Oh, at launch? No, definitely not. Yeah.
I know
Graham's got 5 pre-ordered already. I will. I'm not getting any console at launch still, but this was a lot stronger of a presentation than their one before this. Granted, the one before that, what's weird is people's rage, because they've come out and said both times exactly what these are going to be. The last one they said, this is all the third-party developers, enjoy their stuff. This one is Microsoft-owned stuff. It's coming out on everything. Also, their attitude was very much like, we don't really give a shit where you play it, but here's some games that are coming out, you know, as opposed to Sony being like, you will play this on PS5, you know. But I think it was a stronger presentation than the last one they had. The only game that stood out to me was Medium, and I'm still kind of confused on how you play this survival horror game that looks like it's literally splitting Silent Hill in half if you played at the same time or whatever. Otherwise, I wasn't too blown away. The only other thing I'll say is that Honey, I Shrunk the Kids / Fortnite thing is a game that is well overdue, that there hasn't been a game yet that is basically Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
That's ground.
And it comes out on Tuesday.
That one does?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
It's on Game Pass. Yeah, because we've already preloaded it. Also, you can preload it on Game Pass. So that comes out.
I'm legit curious about that game. You'll have to let me know how that is, Chris.
It looks like it's like kind of like one of those survival building type stuff. So you have to work together to build a shelter and kind of fight off predators. So I'm really looking forward to. Odin has been asking me at least once every couple days, like, when's Grounded coming out? When's Grounded coming out?
Grounded, so that's what it's called.
Yep. Yeah, he's so excited about it.
Cool.
Overall, like I thought it looked everything, you know, like looked good. There weren't those like system selling looking games that you're just like, holy crap, you know, like there wasn't any of that. But I thought it was solid. There was a lot of cool stuff there. I thought Obsidian's like showing was some of the best. Avowed, that was that game that looks kind of like Skyrim. That looked awesome. Right. That looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
That's the, you know, outside of the Sega stuff, the Avowed was what I was like, holy crap, that looks cool.
Yeah.
Hellblade 2.
Yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, that looked really cool. So for me, I think I'm not going to say this is the strongest looking sort of lineup of games coming out, but I was actually I'm quite excited for these. Some of these are games and franchises that are quite big and I'm quite excited for. And then there seems to be some new ones, like you say, Avowed, and like there's quite a few other ones there that sort of seem like medium interested me. And but the thing is, though, a couple of games that stood out for me was State of Decay 3. I thought that trailer looked really cool. Like that was the one with the girl sort of like walking through the woods, creeping like with a gun, and then she sort of like she hears this like weird howling sound at night and stuff, and then she sort of sees this deer like eating something. She aims her gun at it, and the deer looks up and it's like half mangled face and stuff. And so like screams there, goes. And I really enjoy the State of Decay games. I'm not saying they're the most amazing games in the world, but I think for what they are, they're really good. And they, to me, feel like true survival horror games in that you are literally trying to survive. Resources are limited. It's a really good fun co-op game. And if State of Decay 3 can really up the level, because State of Decay 2 was good, it was a step up from the first one. If 3 is better with graphics and stuff and more stuff, I think it'd be really cool. The other one game that excited me, but we didn't see anything of, was Fable. Now, I love the original Fable. I enjoyed Fable 2. I didn't really enjoy Fable 3 that much, but I've kind of been dying for another Fable game because I love the kind of world.
They showed it like right at the end, though. Like, I mean, they it
was literally just the logo.
Yeah, so yeah, I'm not. I said we didn't see any of it, Chris. That's what I said. They teased it, but that's the kind of game I'm really excited for. So I'm just.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying that there was no showing of it like there at all.
No,
like,
they didn't show the game itself. They teased. Right. They teased about the game, but because up until now we didn't realize there was going to be another Fable game because Peter Molyneux Studios closed down a while back. They cancelled the last Fable game. Yeah, Lionhead Studios closed down. They cancelled the last Fable game that was due to come out. So yeah, the Fable franchise kind of went for a rocky patch, basically. Fable 1 and 2 did really well. Fable 3, and then they had like Fable Heroes, and they had...
Fable Journeys,
yep. So... Yeah, it's... But yeah, so I'm excited to hear that.
And every year there's been a new rumor about Fable, it feels like, so, or something Fable related. So
no, it's true. But I love the fact that it looks like it's keeping that weird, dry sense of humor, kind of slightly dark sense of humor as well, intact. Like if you watch the trailer, there's this pretty fairy flying through like kind of Peter Pan style fairy flying through this land. It's kind of looking all happy and stuff, and suddenly this toad grabs it with its tongue and eats it, and it's kind of like
I forgot about that.
So
yeah, so there was gameplay, or not gameplay, but footage.
There was
it showed something, but it wasn't. I mean, that's not indicative.
It wasn't gameplay footage at all. Probably not even the actual engine footage, but it was kind of a fun thing. And there's a few titles there that interested me. The one title I'm still like, why is Destiny 2? Like, they're basically re-releasing Destiny 2 for...
Dude.
I don't know.
That game is doing okay. People love Destiny 2.
I don't know.
Psychonauts 2 looked all good too.
I'm surprised you didn't mention that just because of Jack Black.
Yes.
Jack Black is I guess doing some of the songs in it, and they showed some like him in studio. Him and what's his name that runs Double Fine are good buddies. So
my brain, his name just left my brain.
But Tim
Schafer.
There we go. And so I think one thing to keep in mind about this, and we could then move on because we're running out of time. But I will say that some of this stuff is just. They wanted to show that these are the games and franchises that are going to be coming to Series X, like early on, and I think that's what we showed, and that's why they showed games like Fable. That while they don't really have anything to show, they want to tell longtime Fable fans is like, look, this game is coming to the Xbox, and you want to buy one because you want to make sure you have it to play one of your favorite franchises. So. When I see a game like that and I see how they show it, I know that game's far off. Like, that's not a game that may even be coming out in 2021. That might be something that's like, early 2022. And I wouldn't be surprised.
Yeah. But,
so.
Yeah.
Overall, though, like, I think it was fine. I wasn't blown away, but I think they did fine. They have enough, interesting games that span pretty much... all genres.
Yeah, there's one other game I really want to quickly mention is, do you remember seeing Everwild by Rare, which had random lots of creatures and stuff, and there's like one which was like dying and the humans were healing it. Like, we didn't really see any gameplay, but that really interested me. I was like, because I'm a big fan of Rare, I love Rare's games, and that's something that I'm like, oh, there's a lot of games there that just I was like, oh, that looks interesting. I want to know more. So for me, it really did that job.
I was really upset because I thought we were going to get a Viva Pinata thing, and I think I just couldn't believe that they went through that and that wasn't the Rare game that they were going to have there. It just made like a perfect thing. A Viva Pinata 3, that was the one game I was really hoping that they would show. And so I was pretty disappointed.
I can't tell if you're being serious right now or not. But
dude,
no, Viva
Pinata is an awesome game. I'm not kidding.
I like those games, but they notoriously did not do so well for.
You're right.
Yeah.
But I think if they just marketed it well, I think it could catch on really, really big. My kids loved the first two Viva Pinata games. Like, they put insane amount of hours into that. And like, I remember one time. I guess I did something where like Caitlin got mad at me, so she decided she was going to be bad. So she made all of her pinatas evil and like turned her like little farm area like bad, and so it got real dark and like there was cobwebs everywhere. So that was her way of like kind of like expressing her anger. It was like she's going to make our whole thing bad. It was pretty funny.
I mean, this is also the beginning of a new gen, so that's not to say there won't at some point, maybe further into their lifespan, be a Viva Pinata 3.
Yeah, and I just think a Viva Pinata 3 makes a lot of sense, but it's that's another conversation.
10 years since Viva Pinata, so it's about time.
Probably. Cool. And okay, that's going to wrap it up for the news now. I think it's time to jump into our next break.
We are on Twitch a lot of the days throughout the week, people. We mentioned Phantasy Star earlier, and TJ streams that every Monday night, Phantasy Star Online 2. Wednesdays, I'm continuing my Knuckles adventure where I play through all the Sonic games where you can play as Knuckles and only play through it as Knuckles, because I like Knuckles. Just going to keep saying Knuckles. Last week, I tried to play through Sonic 3 with Knuckles, but Sonic 3 took so long because I'm so unfamiliar, apparently, with his campaign version of it, that we only did Sonic 3, so we'll be hopping into Sonic and Knuckles with Mushroom Hill and everything with that. And then Thursday is always Thursday Night Throwdowns or Brodowns if it's just me and Corey, but Corey hosts those. Most recently, we played Scott Pilgrim versus the World the Game, 4-player, and that was a lot of fun, and it was a good time. Corey's friend Alex and my friend Alex joined us, so it was pretty cool talking about factoids with that. And honestly, if you're not on Twitch, the best way to keep up with our streams and stuff is going to Twitter and following us on Megavisions Mag, short for Megavisions Magazine. Follow us on there. Keep up with the things we do. And coming up, I can't believe I almost forgot this, is the Dreamcast Dreamless 24-hour marathon, September 12th. We are starting the hype train, so get ready for stuff revolving around that.
Well, sweet.
Welcome back, everybody, and we're moving on to another new feature discussion this week. We are doing Graham's Guess the Game! Whoopee! So, this is a bit of fun. We hope that people at home listening or watching can also play along as well. What we're going to do is, we're going to take it in turns to each have a game that we've picked. No, other people haven't actually seen it or they don't know what it is. We will then give 10 clues out. After each clue is given, the other 2 people will get a chance to guess what game that person is thinking of. If they haven't got it at the end of 10 clues, they again get 5 yes or no questions to ask the person, the pickee, as it were. So, yeah, guys, you ready for this? Good, excellent.
I think so.
No response there, but yes, perfect.
Every new... there might be lag because I said I think so right away. I'm going to say I think so for every new feature we try because I won't know until we do.
Excellent. Great. Well, here we go. I will start this week. So, okay. The game that I am thinking of is released during the era of the Sega Saturn, Sony PlayStation, and N64.
Okay. Oh, we're supposed to just each give a guess after that?
You can give a guess, or if I'll pause for like a second or 2, and if there's no response, I will then move on to the next clue. But Chris, no, it's not Snowball Kids.
I was also going to follow that up with, can I phone a friend?
You can if you want to. You can phone me.
Okay, so I'm going to open a Google tab. Now, let's see. Is it Mystical Ninja?
It is not Mystical Ninja. I'll give you my second clue.
Uh-oh.
It is the first in a long-running franchise.
Wow.
Ooh, Tomb Raider?
Oh my god, Scotty got it!
Well, that was easy.
Wow.
Oh, that's annoying.
Wow.
I had some cool facts to give out as well. I should have... like only 6 people worked on the game and all this cool stuff. Oh man!
Here, let me in on a little secret here for mine. I have 10 clues, and then I have 4 more difficult clues, but one of them is more of a fun fact. So, like, even if you guys got it real quick, I was going to at least give you the fun fact because that's actually something I learned while researching my game. So, if you have stuff you want to throw at us now, I don't see why not.
Okay, yeah, I'll just throw out a few things. The original Tomb Raider game on Saturn, PlayStation, and PC sold over 7 million copies. That's just like in its first sort of run, basically, which is pretty damn impressive, especially for back in that day. As I sort of mentioned briefly, only 6 people worked on the entire game, which is fantastic.
That explains a lot.
It only took 2 years to develop. It began in 1994 and was released in 1996.
That explains a lot.
The Sega Saturn had a timed exclusive on it, timed launch exclusive, because they had to rush developing it. There were actually bugs in the game, which also moved onto the PlayStation version, but some of them were tweaked out a little bit. And also the Saturn version is missing one of the moves from the PC and PlayStation version, which is the handstand. She can do a handstand on the edge of things on the PlayStation PC. She can't do that on Saturn. What else is there? That's I guess that's kind of like the most. Those are the kind of the most interesting facts I came out with. There were some other little bits and pieces which I would have just thrown at you to try and throw you off, or whatever. But Scotty apparently reads me or knows me too well. God damn you! So, Scotty, ever since you won that, I think you should be the next person to give your game. So
okay, sure. Okay, so I have a point.
You do. You have 1 point. Add that to the list.
Are we actually taking like points on these?
Oh yeah, it's because we're
Oh my god! Okay,
we're bringing this feature back another day, not next week, but another day, and Scotty will have 1 point on his card. And,
okay, all right now.
And if, for example,
serious.
If we can't guess Scotty's thing after the 10 clues and the 5 questions, he gets another point because he beat us basically. So there we go.
Okay.
All right, we're gonna have to come up with some more rules on this because I feel like everyone's just going to try to find some really wacky, like bizarre games that no one is ever going to guess. So we're going to have to come up with some rules, some stipulations. We'll confer with the elders after this episode, and we'll come up with some more rules for this fiasco next week.
Okay,
sure.
So
confer
Scotty,
with the ancients.
There we go.
Take it away.
Okay, so my first clue is it is also a PS1, N64, Sega Saturn era game. I'm gonna cross these out as I go because otherwise I'm definitely gonna forget. Any guesses so far, Graham?
Final Fantasy VII.
Hell no.
Oh, okay.
Chris?
Hexen.
No.
That's, where did that come from?
I'm thinking he might be doing a first-person shooter.
Okay. I'll let you know these clues are not in any like order.
That's fine.
At least in my opinion of like difficulty, if that makes sense, or whatever. So the next clue is it has never been re-released.
Ooh. Never been re-released. Burning Rangers.
PS1, Saturn, N64 era, never been re-released. It is not Burning Rangers.
Oh man.
What was the first guess you had, Graham?
Burning Rangers. Oh no, what was my first guess? Final Fantasy VII.
Okay, yeah. I'm just taking note of what you guys are guessing too.
You said it was Chris? You didn't specify that it was on the Saturn. You said it was released during that era, right?
Right. I did not give a console. I just gave an era.
PO'd.
PO'd, man. No, I do want to play that. I'm actually kind of casually. For some reason that game's getting up there in price. I'm always casually looking for it because I do want to play that game.
I think I own it on. I think it was on 3DO. I think I own it on 3DO.
I bought it for you.
Oh yeah, thanks for that.
And then you set it up in the living room just to see how long it would take for Jamie to notice.
I think she finally did notice.
Okay, so you guys have guessed Hexen, FF7, Burning Rangers, and PO'd. Next clue, it is up to 3 players.
Ooh, okay.
Ooh. Oh no! I've just forgotten what it's called.
Forgot what it's called. Do you want to describe it, or do you?
Oh no, that's a Mega Drive and SNES game. Damn it! I was thinking of Dragon, the Bruce Lee game, because that's a 3-player game.
Oh really? Interesting.
I'm thinking it might have to be some sort of like sports game or like something, maybe a fighting game, maybe that had 3 players, or maybe a brawler. Huh. And we can't ask any questions, right?
Not yet.
Not yet. At the end, we get to ask 5 yes or no questions.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay. 3 players.
So I'll review the clues if that'll help you guys. Released in the Saturn, PS1, and 64 era. Never been re-released. It is up to 3 players.
Okay. Okay, so you have to give us another clue, because we've had our guesses for those clues.
Oh, you don't have... what was your guess, Graham?
So mine was what did I say? Dragon or whatever, which is wrong. So
Dragon.
That's not even that era. So
I don't think Chris said a game.
Oh, did he not? Okay, apologies.
God, I'm trying to think of like a sports game or something. I don't have a guess for this one. I'm sorry.
Would I pick a sports game?
I know, but I'm trying to think like what kind of games would have 3 players, like only 3 players. So I was thinking either like it maybe some sort of like NBA Jam type of game, or it's like an arcade thing. But then I'm trying to think like what were any of those type of games that were only released during that era, and I'm just drawing a blank. That's why I want to be able to ask.
If you don't want to throw it
out
there.
Yeah, go ahead and move on. Maybe I'll have some more ideas for the next one.
Okay. This clue is literally just Dungeons and Dragons.
Okay. Is it would it be that
It's not like something. It's not like Lost Vikings 2 or something, is it?
No.
Damn it! I was just thinking that's got 3 Vikings in it that I lost. You might be able to play. I never played number 2.
Was that one, Graham? Was that one dungeon crawler that was released in arcades but also released on the Dreamcast?
Dungeon crawler.
I think that it was. It was.
I like this game.
Yeah, it had that famous like it was released way back in the day on the NES and stuff, and it was like green elf needs food badly. Why am I?
Gauntlets.
It's like what?
Gauntlets.
It is not Gauntlet, but that is what Chris is thinking.
That's what I'm thinking. The new Gauntlet game that was released in arcades and then also on the Dreamcast, which is technically, I guess that. No, I guess it's the era next one after that. So
it's kind of been in every era, just about.
Yeah.
Did you have one, Graham? Did you guess one?
Yeah, I guess Lost Vikings 2 because that was on the Saturn.
Oh yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Now this, I'm going to say this does not count as the first clue as well, but my next guess or my next clue is it was also released on PC.
That does not.
That might not help anyone. Now that I see your reaction.
I'm trying to look at. I've only got a small selection of Saturn games here. I'm looking at them; they are not helping me at all.
Yeah.
And I've got.
We're gonna have to have
like. Oh wait, hold on.
I'm saying this now, but I'm sure in editing we'll do this. We're gonna have to have some music in the background because there's been a lot of dead air.
Yeah, I was literally just thinking that. Actually, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I was actually genuinely thinking.
We'll get some sort of thing that's totally not the Jeopardy theme or the Jeopardy waiting.
Okay,
music,
Jackie Chan
whatever.
Adventures is only one player. Well, Jackie Chan Stuntmaster even.
You want me to tell you it's not a Jackie Chan game? Like it's not going to be.
I can't think of any PlayStation games that are 3-player. That's really bad. Well, maybe it's not a PlayStation game though. It's just in that era. God damn it. Sorry. I can't think for that PC clue. I can't think of anything else to.
So that could be. That could also be an N64, right? It could be an N64 game.
That's in that era.
Yeah.
64, PS1, and Saturn, never been re-released. Up to 3 players. Dungeons and Dragons, released on PC.
Wow. This is a lot harder than I thought it was going to be, and I thought it was going to be hard already.
That's what she said.
I thought it was going to be harder with Graham because, well, between him and me, we like some off-the-wall games, and we like love them that no one's heard of.
I went with the easy one this time.
I think we should also be able to refer to a game list. I think that would that make it too easy?
I don't know how we'd make one small enough. You know what I mean?
I'm just saying, like, you could only use, like, Wikipedia to look up, like, N64 game list or something.
Oh, you mean for, like, actual research?
Yeah, like, for people, like, I mean, would that be cheating? Because I'm telling you right now, like, I can't think of any Dungeon Dragon related games, like, during the Saturn era that would have been 3 players. Like,
it wasn't Shadowgate, was it?
Nope. That is your guess for that round. Chris, do you have one?
No. Damn.
Man, you're not going to throw anything out there?
Unreal Tournament.
Ooh. No, I think only Unreal was out then. I think Tournament was in the next gen.
I'm just trying to think of all those, like, type of games.
Yeah. Okay. Next one. There is no health bar in the game. I actually revamped this clue because the other way I was going to give it, I think, would have.
Try that one.
Ooh, I've got
one hit kill.
Oh, okay. No, I was going to say something else. Anyway.
Technically one-hit kill, but I'm not going to go into more specifics with that though.
It was also released on PC. Was it first released on consoles and then PC? Is that
you can only ask questions at the end, Chris? You can only ask questions.
No, well, because I was wondering if he meant to, I guess, delineate between that when he gave the.
It's
clue.
not. I'll give you this. It's not known for its PC release.
Okay.
Yeah, it looks like it was the same year on PC and the console.
Wait, what was your last clue just then?
It was no health bar or one-hit kill.
Okay.
You sound like you stubbed your toe.
I've got an idea for one, but it might be out there.
Just shout it out. You've got
like Tetris.
Wait, that's not math.
It's like I'm thinking puzzle game like Tetris or Puyo Puyo.
Ooh, a puzzle game. Oh, snap!
Because that is technically a kill, and I think there's a 3-player one out there.
I already guessed this time though. I think so. I have to wait.
Okay, let's get the next clue.
No, the last one you said Unreal Tournament. You didn't give one for this one, Chris.
Oh, for this one. Okay. Is it Bubble Bobble?
Nope.
Oh.
Dang it! I thought I was so excited.
We're getting into some difficult.
Why would Bubble Bobble be
clues now?
3-player? God, what? I'm an idiot.
We're getting into some trickier ones now. So this clue is just flying dogs.
Whoa.
Ooh. Oh! No, that's not 3-player, damn it. Flying dogs.
I'm actually rearranging some of my clues now because I thought you guys would have got it by now.
Flying dogs.
Take away.
I like the idea of descending order of difficulty. I think that makes for.
Yeah, I'm realizing
excitement.
that now. Yeah.
That's how I have mine set up, but I don't know.
I don't even know what that means, to be honest. What does that mean, Chris?
The hardest questions are at top, and then they get easier as they go.
Did you say descending? Yeah. I heard descending or something. I was like, what's that word?
I just said descending.
Okay, right.
Dissidia.
Right.
Do you want to know what console it was released on?
Oh,
I'll get. How about this?
I think I know.
All right.
Okay, maybe this is. What is that one?
Want me to review the clues?
What's that one Sonic game where it's like there's 3 of them? Was that one?
It's Sega Sonic in the arcade with the trackball.
There's Sonic Heroes, but I was on GameCube and PS2 and Xbox.
What about the one? Okay, no, I was thinking the one where you're connected by the rings.
That was Knuckles Chaotix.
That's what I was thinking, Knuckles Chaotix.
Yeah. It's not that though.
Yeah. Because there's 3 of them.
Flying dogs.
Oh no.
Knuckles Chaotix.
Wait.
What'd you say, Graham?
I haven't said anything yet. I need to check something on my shirt.
I haven't said anything.
I'm on a cable right now and I can't move.
Oh, what are you guys in your difficult lives of waiting for smoked salmon and your cabled headsets?
Hey now.
What is he doing?
Look at you with your 2 copies of Panzer Dragoon Saga sitting on your shelf. Don't talk to me about white privilege.
Can't see those.
I do actually have 2 copies of Shining Force 3 on my shelf, but yeah.
Jeez.
Send one to me, Graham. I don't even have any.
What are you trying to get there? Why do you have a giant Coke poster?
Oh, that's I randomly found that at one of my old apartments that I moved into and just kept it because it's like made of metal. Okay. I thought, that's cool.
Fair enough. All right, what did you grab?
I grabbed 3 games which are not 3-player, so that doesn't help. One of them's an NBA Jam Extreme, so I thought maybe that's a 3-player game. Randomly.
Okay, that's one of the games I was thinking of.
Athlete Kings, which is 2-player.
What is that? Okay.
And then I picked up Sega Ages.
Wait, what was that? Show that last game again. What was that?
Athlete Kings.
Wait, are they like knights and stuff?
Let me hold up that box art. I need to see that.
What is that game? Bring it closer.
That looks so.
Oh my god, I want that game.
It's like a sports game. It's like a Olympics kind of sports game. I don't think it's meant to be any
good. Why did you get that? Never mind. We're getting off.
Okay, sorry.
I thought it was going to be a game about like kings from different realms come together for like the Olympics.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
All right.
Right. Okay. Let's.
Okay. It has an It has an animated intro and outro.
Oh.
Amazing intro and outro.
Man, I wonder if some of these more difficult clues would actually give it away now. Do you guys want to know what console it is on? I can give one hint each.
Yes.
All right, Chris is using his hints. It is on the Sega Saturn.
Okay. And it came out on PC.
And it came out of PC. That was that weird age where you didn't know unless you went hunting or saw it in a magazine that Sega had like a bunch of PC releases.
Oh.
Like Virtua Fighter was on it, like Virtua Cop.
Yeah.
You know,
it better not be one of those
Sonic
like
collections.
romancing of the Three Kingdoms or some bullshit.
I don't even...
Um,
I'm gonna put in here, hint was given. So we got released, well, we know it says Saturn, has not been re-released, up to 3 players, Dungeons and Dragons, released on PC, no health bar / one-hit kill, Flying Dogs, has an animated intro and outro.
Oh, the Flying Dogs bit, I forgot about that.
This changes everything.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Wait, I can't. There's a game, but I can't see it on my shelf. Oh no! What a twist!
If only he could stand up and walk to get there. If only he had legs.
No, I think I've got it in my parents' house, but I'm not sure if it's 3-player or not.
Just throw the game out there, Graham.
Okay, now I'm wondering if it's something like Wing Arms or Independence
Nope.
Day. Damn it.
Ooh.
All right. Okay.
I'm sure there's probably someone out there who got it a long time
Yeah,
ago.
they're like Flying Dogs.
All right, we're gonna start with the one. This might give it away, but this is hint number 9. So, the creator of Echo made it, Ed Annunziata.
Okay. Now we're smoking with some whatever Ed was smoking when he made Echo.
Wait, is this number 9? I've only got 8. This is my 8th one for me. I've written down.
Have you been writing them down?
Have we write down the clues?
Release.
What a weird.
Saturn,
yes.
PS1, and 64. Never been re-released.
Yeah.
Up to 3 players.
Yeah.
Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, Dungeons and
released
Dragons.
on
Okay.
PC.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
I missed off Dungeons and Dragons. Let's see.
No health bar, one-hit kill.
Flying Dogs and Dungeons and Dragons.
Intro, outro.
Have I guessed this time?
No,
you have neither of you have.
Is it Three Dirty Dwarves?
You got it.
I got it.
I knew that would do it.
That's so close to 3 Vikings, isn't it? As in, like, aren't they very similar games? In my head, they're very similar games.
After you guessed that, Graham, in my head, I was I lost sight of that because I just confused those 2 games together.
So the one thing I will say is technically it's not one-hit kill, because if you're playing single player, you play as the 3 dwarves and they get knocked out, you can pick them back up.
Yeah.
So they're not dead, they're just downed. And then the other thing I was going to say, one of the clues is genetically engineered children. Because that is what is in the intro. The intro is like 7 minutes long. It has these kids that are playing Dungeons and Dragons, and they open up a portal with they're like genetically engineered kids that open up a portal using D&D to release the dwarves into the real world. It was released on PC, which I didn't know until researching this. The one fun fact that I have is that apparently Sega Soft stated in a magazine interview that they did have at one point plans to release it on PlayStation 1 as well, which is really strange. Yeah. 3 Dirty Dwarves. I was trying to find the case earlier, but apparently that's at my mom's in her attic or something. So, there you go.
Well done, Chris. Well done, Scotty. That was intense. So, Chris, you now have a point. Scotty and Chris have a point. I have no points. So,
I'm hoping if you guys can get this, then I come out of this with 2 points. And you guys have 1 each, so okay.
Well, I wouldn't have any. I have 0.
Oh, that's right.
I'll just be a loser.
Yeah, I got 1.
I think my questions, my hints are better than Scotty's in terms of like easier. I'll say easier.
Okay.
I think they're easier. Not better, but I don't think they're as difficult as yours.
I already picked a game that like only five people have played anyway. So
it's a good one. I like.
Okay.
That.
All right. First hint is it was first released in Japan.
Okay.
I told you these are gonna get like harder, and then they'll get easier. They'll be hard.
First released in Japan.
You guys even want to guess?
I gotta think. Yeah, I gotta think about what you play and what you care about.
That's sort of every game. As Dragoon Saga.
I was gonna wait till Scotty. Okay. No.
Okay, damn it.
Oh Jesus! I don't even know what.
See, I don't even have any games in my room anymore to look at.
I don't think they helped me.
Damn.
They did not.
I'll just say Phantasy Star.
Okay. No. It was known in Japan as Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru.
Oh, is it that fucking ripoff?
Obviously, someone who can speak Japanese knows what it is already.
Shit. Say the name again.
Kamen no Ninja Hanamaru.
Harumaru.
Hanamaru.
Shit, but we have to guess the American name.
Correct. No looking at your phone, Graham.
I'm writing down the clue on my computer, but not actually. I'm not googling.
Okay.
I'm not even using Bing. It's okay.
I think it was that Fist of the North Star game that wasn't a Fist of the North Star game. I could be totally wrong though. I don't know what it's called in America though.
Isn't that
it's called like
Star?
It's something like Galaxy Punch or something that's not at all.
I'll say that that's no. That's not right.
It's not
Damn
Ninja
it.
Gaiden,
Right.
is it?
No.
Ah, damn it.
Okay. Here's another good hint. Hint 3. It takes place in New York City.
New York City. Ooh.
I love how Graham always uses a country accent when he says New York City.
Howdy, I'm from New York City, boy.
As he's looking at his like cowboy hat.
It's the only American accent I can do.
Hanamaru? Kame no Ninja Hanamaru?
Yep.
Takes place in New York City, first released in Japan.
It's not Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, is it?
Good guess, but no.
Damn it.
Could it be... I don't fucking know. Double Dragon.
Good guess, but no.
That's
No.
a good one.
I know Double Dragon takes place in New York, but whatever.
This might, depending on how good you guys are, this could give it away. If it hasn't already to some people, I think they'll get it with this one. It was developed by Now Production. Was the game's developer.
I've never even heard of Now Production. Oh god. Now Production.
Now Production.
And that was the fourth, I believe. The fourth.
Yeah, Ghostbusters.
No.
Okay. Now it's I'm just gonna go through the
Graham,
heroes
you
in my
guessed,
head
right?
for New York.
I have not yet, not for this
Okay.
one. It's not like Chris hasn't given us like an era or anything, so I'm just.
No.
That will be coming. It will be coming, but I fear that
just guessing big franchises.
That might give it away.
Anything.
That might be why it might give it away.
Yeah, I because once you say what era it is, that really narrows down the game. So I think once you combine that with other clues,
With Scotty's it didn't. Like we still took like
I
9
do
guesses.
think you guys will get this eventually. I set it up where I think you guys will. I think you guys might be okay. So we'll see.
I wonder if it's actually something like Final Fantasy or. Oh wait! Oh no. Can I give a proper guess? Okay, that was not a real guess.
Okay.
I'm gonna go. Actually, no. I think this isn't going to be right either. But I'm wondering if the first one of these games was called this. It's not Metal Gear Solid, is it?
It's not.
Damn it!
Did I miss
None
a
of that-
clue?
oh,
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
That was the Now Production one I was going for.
Developed by
Okay.
Now Production. That was the last.
Actually,
Right,
why why did I think that? That's Konami. What am I doing? What am I doing?
You'll be surprised. Yeah. Just like sometimes you just lose sight of the obvious.
That's why I'm writing the clues down.
That's what I've written the clues down as well. I just got stuck on that Kamen no Ninja Hanumaru. I'm like, it's gonna be something to do with ninjas. Something.
Okay, I'll give you guys one hint. Don't get too stuck up on the name.
Well, thanks for giving it that clue then.
That's another clue. But okay, you guys ready for your next one, or Scott?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guess Ghostbusters with that one. I had no idea.
The game was also released as part of Nintendo's Play Choice 10 series.
I don't even know what that is. Series. So that could be.
I mean, that narrows it down by a lot.
I don't even know what that is though, because I wasn't born a Nintendo fan. I have no idea.
That's what you get for playing the Amiga.
ZX Spectrum, sir. I played the ZX Spectrum.
the ZX Spectrum.
That's actually what I did play as a kid. That Scooby-Doo game was amazing on that. Took 3 hours to load and half the time didn't work. So yeah, fun childhood. So Play Choice 10.
Is it son of a bitch? I don't know what the game's called on. Where they destroy a building or prevent a building from being destroyed. Wrecking Crew.
No. Good guess though.
Rampage.
I'm no.
Damn it.
I'm actually I'm taking out a couple clues because I think they're maybe a little too hard. I'm afraid this one's gonna give away. We're getting down there. I mean, this is
you can keep the tough clues in. You know, you can keep them in, I guess.
You ready for the next clue?
Yep.
Okay. It was published by Capcom.
Published by Capcom.
They published a lot of stuff.
Oh, it's not like... Oh, no, that wouldn't be... Damn it. Okay. I was about to say...
Now I have all the Disney games running through my head.
I
had Disney games, you know.
I just had something pop into my head.
I just have the DuckTales theme in my head. That's all I can think of now.
Oh...
Capcom did a lot.
I don't know if No, it can't be right. No. I just actually had a thought that there was a NES. I'm gonna say it because I've got no idea, but I don't know who published it. I don't even know who developed it because I've never even heard of Now Productions. But there was a Jackie Chan Kung Fu game, like called Jackie Chan's Kung Fu or something, on the NES back in the day. Is it that?
No. I'm sorry.
Oh my
Maybe
goodness.
one of these days, though.
Published by Capcom. It's not Jackie Chan. I don't think they've done any movie games, but I could be wrong. And they didn't do either of those. Oh, balls. Every Disney thing is in like Duckburg and whatever else, so no real places at all. Trying to Street Fighter 2?
No.
Or whatever was on the NES?
It's not bad. That's not a bad guess. Okay. This should narrow it down quite a bit. Clue number 7. It was released during the 8-bit era, during the Master System and the
that's
NES.
So Jackie Chan. That's the Jackie Chan game, I'm telling you. Okay, right, so 8-bit era.
I was kind of already there when you said Nintendo's Player Top 10, so that doesn't really do a damn thing.
Well, Graham didn't know.
New York.
Oh, hold on. Is it Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers?
Good guess, but no.
Damn it, 'cause that's made by Capcom.
No Disney thing takes place in any real city. I told you that.
I don't know. I thought maybe Chip and Dale did.
Is it the first Teenage... Wait, no, Graham already guessed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you mean the first TMNT when you said that, Graham?
I just guessed Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Yeah.
Well, I mean...
You gotta be specific with that.
Oh, do you? Oh.
Yeah. Because that's what I want to say now. And that's what I'm gonna say. It's the first Turtles game on NES, is that it?
It's not.
No. That is made by Palcom Software. My label's ripped, but that's the one thing that's showing.
Oh yeah, it's totally not Capcom.
Alright, this one might give it away.
You've
You guys
said that
ready?
the past 3 times.
I know. Number 8 is the main character's primary color is red.
Red colour. It's not one of the Mario games, is it? Jesus Christ.
Is it Donkey Kong?
It's not Donkey Kong.
Damn it. Jumpman.
Yeah.
Shit. No, it wouldn't have been that.
Oh man.
So, anyone listening, I want either comment on our YouTube or let us know after you listen to the podcast if you've actually guessed this, and then at what clue number you guessed this. These.
Yes,
at.
please do. I'd love to hear it. And no cheating.
I have literally one NES game behind me back here, and it's the Turtles game because I.
It would be great if it was that one game.
Okay, it's not Kid Icarus. I can tell you that much. He is wearing white.
I guess it does also. Yeah. Okay.
I still guess, have I? No, I was about to say a Mickey game, but they're not. They're all done in weird fantasy places. Jeez, I would never throw out from the NES games. Damn it. I've got like 6 NES games next to me. No, maybe 9 actually. Is it the? Wait, I don't know if I actually already guessed this or not. Is it the original Mario Brothers game? Not Super Mario Brothers, but Mario Brothers.
No.
Okay, damn it.
All right, so this next one, I'm just kidding. No, this is going to be a good hint, I think. It's going to really narrow it down for you guys.
Okay.
These are now supposed to be the easy ones. Okay, there is an exclamation point in the title.
Mr. Do.
Exclamation
No.
point.
Damn it.
I can't think of a game with an exclamation point. And yes, Yahoo released a game back in the day, did they?
Yahoo personal accountants.
Yeah.
God, now I feel bad. I thought I really made these easy.
I really want to Google a game right
mine
now.
harder.
So
Yep.
I can't think. Wait, have you guessed?
This
Scotty?
next one, I think this next one is going to really give it away. I really think you guys can get it after this.
I said Mr. Do.
It's not like Zombies Ate My Neighbors or something.
That doesn't have an exclamation point.
Damn it, I thought it might.
Although I think the British one is just called Zombie with an exclamation point, maybe.
No, I'm pretty sure it's called Zombie Ate My Neighbors in England.
My cartridge was something different then.
I'm just going to Google that
game
to see, because I'm pretty sure that was Zombie Ate My Neighbors.
Are you ready for your final clue?
Yeah.
Okay. It was based on a character who first appeared in a commercial.
Oh, bloody hell, was it Cool Spot?
Yo-Noid.
Scotty got it. It was Yo-Noid.
Yo-Noid.
What the fuck is that? What?
Yeah! Hometown advantage.
Yo-Noid was a... was it not released in the UK?
Okay,
Whoops,
okay,
somebody didn't do research.
What is it called? Sorry?
Yo-Noid, spelled N-O-I-D. It was Mr. Do has all those letters in it almost.
I know it was released in Japan in the United States.
Yeah,
it did say it was excluded.
Damn it. It's only
not even in Graham's world.
Japan and North America only.
How do you guys not? Are you saying you don't know about Noid?
I've seen the picture of that character, but from like Family Guy or something. They did like a.
Yo-Noid was notoriously difficult as well. It was a bullcrap game. Oh
He's right here.
Oh my god! Yeah,
for
that's not in English country.
Chris has a Yo-Noid plushie with a gold medal around it.
Oh, yep.
Or something. I don't know
this
what
is,
that is.
this is Odin's wrestling medal from last season.
Okay.
So I loved Noid when I was a kid. It's like so much where I freaked out anytime he'd come on the TV because Grant basically he was a bad guy that he'd come and like ruin pizza and stuff. So everyone's like, avoid the Noid. And so he'd always be doing all this like really just wacky, stuff where he's trying to like ruin pizza. But I thought he was awesome. Somehow my parents found an actual like plushie at like Toys R Us for Christmas. This was like probably Christmas of 89 or 90. This is my original one I've had since I was a kid. I got it at Christmas. There's not very many toys or other things that I still own from my childhood. He's one of the very few. So I figured I had to start this off with Yo-Noid because he's my bro.
This game sucks.
You got it. You should be happy, Scotty. Dang, Scotty's ahead with 2 points.
Yeah, Scotty's got 2 points, and I've got 0. I've got a big fat 0.
How about them apples?
Also, Scotty, I apologise. It was just called Zombies in the UK, apparently. That's really weird.
Dang, Scotty's got 3 points now, Graham.
I got useless facts for days, son.
Graham, we're deducting 1 point from you, and we're giving it to Scotty for that little kerfluffle that you just got into.
Yeah, I get your Noidless point.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently,
are you looking up Yo-Noid? Because he was a freakish clay animated thing.
I've just looked at Yo-Noid, and on the front cover of the box, there's like he's like flying through the air on this like weird scooter thing that has pizza written on the bottom. So
of course it does.
Pizza Crusher. It says on it. Actually, sorry.
I actually wrote down 11 clues. My last clue before I realized we were restricted to 10, but my last one was the back cover of the instruction manual included a $1 Domino's pizza coupon.
Wow.
Yeah, I see that. There's a green guy behind him. I don't know who he is. Man, I remember that cover. I didn't know Capcom did that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, they didn't develop it. It was now production, but they published it.
Right. That's when you said publish, I'm like, that means I'm thinking basically, too hard. Is that
I think they released this game in Japan as a different game. So that's why I said don't get stuck on the name so much because they reskinned the game when they released it over here. And
they sure did.
Like Noid, like his sprites. They just like replaced the sprites basically. And so that's why I said don't get too hung up on the name.
Interesting. Well, that was cool. That was fun.
Yeah.
Everybody's learning stuff.
Yeah.
Wait, what was your last clue that I got it on?
It was based on a character who first appeared in a commercial.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Wow. Wow. That takes me back to how many stupid games were made off of like this would not happen today unless it's a free cell phone game. Games made off of mascots for food.
Like do you remember was it Cool Spot used to promote 7-Up or something like that, as far as I remember.
Yeah, 7-Up, Cool Spot. There was the Doritos, or not Doritos, Cheetos.
Yeah.
Pepsi Man.
I think I've got
Pepsi Man.
Yes, wait a second. You took it up.
We gotta wrap things up pretty soon, though. I gotta go check on my salmon, fellas.
Oh yeah,
the salmon's calling me.
Yeah.
While you mention that, because we do get Cheetos in the UK, but they're not such a big thing over here. But when I was in America last time, guys, I've got the Cheetos game.
Oh, you. Was that a Warp Zone?
Yeah, that was a Warp Zone. So yes.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you, Warp Zone.
Why not?
You have a lot to answer for. I have not opened it or played
you gotta grab those weird dumb things when you see them.
Exactly. There is no manual, unfortunately. But yeah, anyway. Very happy I got that. So
I'm sure I'll keep an eye out for the manual for you.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. Cool. So yeah, I hope everyone at home enjoyed that. Let us know what if you've got those answers after like 1 point or whatever. After one clue, and you got a point.
I hope everyone was screaming at their computers or their phones.
They probably were. Probably after like 2 clues, they was like, "Oh God!" But Scotty, I think you did very well to get mine so quickly. But after like 2 clues,
I want to point out that none of us were looking up stuff. So listeners at home, if you looked anything up, you fucking cheated.
Yeah. Yep, you're disqualified.
Well, although other than like looking at games on the shelves, because that was my which did not help me at all. It's just like because I had Turtles and Mario Brothers and Top Gun and stuff and Chip and Dale ice creams next to me. I'm like, we got those games, surely.
We'll have more rules next week too.
I kind of want to play you on.
It's not going to be next week, but we will bring this back another time because we are doing new different features each week. But yeah, we will repeat them and bring them back. So next time we bring them back, Scotty will be keeping his 2 points. Chris will have his 1 point. I will start on a pick at 0. But yeah. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed that, guys. And I guess that finishes. Does that finish up the show today, or have we got?
Yeah, more? I think so.
I think that's it. So.
Yeah, but do we have any announcements?
Unless you want to tell people about our shirts and crap. That was the only break we didn't do.
Yeah, we can.
I mean, we can throw it in the podcast description. It's there every week as well. But we got shirts. If you go to tpublic.com/megavisions, you will find our t-shirts up there. And if you go to megavisionsmag.com/store, you can find back issues of the magazine, posters. More exciting things are coming soon, we hope. We've got some stuff in the works. So yeah, and be sure to follow us on Twitter at megavisionsmag, facebook.com/megavisions, and Instagram at megavisions. There we go. So yeah, brilliant. Thanks, guys. Thanks, everyone. And thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Stay safe out there.
See you later.
And watch Supermarket Sweep. More next week on that.
See ya.
Just whenever you're cutting, let me know.
And cut. And it is Balan?
Balan.
Okay, perfect.
It's balance without a C.
I put an H after the A and before the L. There we go. Balan.
Balan.
Does that help?
That's making it worse for me. That now says Balan.
Same.
Maybe like
Balan.
that. Well,
Balan.
why?
Balan.
Say, look at the word balance. Take
Not
out
Balan.
the C. Balan. Balan. Balan, 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 Balan. Now it'll have no meaning.
Balan.
Speaking of meaning, I'm going to look up what that word actually means.
Me so much.
Balan. Am I muted? Balan, goddammit.
No, you're... Now let's see if he can get it right. Let's see if we can get it right.
No. Hold the fucking phone. I just looked up the definition, and I am sending this screenshot to you, fine gentlemen, right now. Check out what Google told me it means.
Glance penis? What? It's a giant dick.